I'm sorry about the dinner, Janet. I am never going to try cooking again.
Oh, Chrissy, that's okay. Look, it's my fault, too. I should have made sure that you heard me say broil the lamb chops, not boil them.
Well, at least I know dessert will be okay.
Oh, yeah? How?
Because my date's taking me out for it.
Who are you going out with?
Elmo.
Elmo? That big oaf. Chrissy, what do you see in him?
We have a lot in common. We're both crazy about his body.
Why, Chrissy Snow. Well, at least you can do is help me clean up the... Okay, Chrissy, what's this doing here?
Mr. Furley left that here this morning when he was fixing the plumbing.
No, please, don't tell me he was trying to do it himself again.
Hey, guys, what do you see? Boiled lamb chops. Chrissy cooked dinner, right?
You got it.
Well, the lamb chops didn't turn out, but I mashed lots of potatoes.
No potatoes for me. I'm trying to cook.
Mr. Furley left this here this morning when he was fixing the sink.
Why? Furley doesn't need a plunger. Everything he works on goes right down the drain.
This time he did a really good job. Try it. It worked.
Oh, come on, Chrissy. Who are you kidding? Ralph Furley, when he fixes something, it turns into instant junk. He makes Roper look like Thomas Edison. Watch this. No cold water. Huh. Well, no hot. I'll be darned. Dish rinser? Incredible, Ralphie boy. I take it all back. You're beautiful. Now let's say hello to Mr. Garbage Disposal. It's all fixed, huh?
Well, it works, just in the wrong direction.
I'm gonna tell that Furley off right
Hey,
now.
no, Jack. Listen, I don't think I'd do that if I were you.
Why not?
Because we're a week behind in our rent.
Well, this better not happen again when we're paid up.
Don't get it.
Hi, Janet. Oh.
Hi.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Jack. My three favorite people. What a nice surprise finding all of you here.
Mr. Furley, we live here.
Yes, and I'm certainly glad you do. You're wonderful kids, and you have a relationship that really works.
That's because you never tried to fix it.
Oh, I love a good sense of humor. But I'm glad you think of me as a friend you can kid around with, because, as friends sometimes do, I need a little help.
So does our friend, the garbage disposal.
Is it acting up again?
Uh-huh. He just acted up all over Jack.
I'll get to it. Anyway, I just got a call from an old buddy of mine from back home, Merle Denker.
He wouldn't happen to be a plumber, would he?
No. Old Merle and I have been friends ever since we were 4 years old.
Mr. Furley.
We've been rivals right from the time we were kids, always trying to outdo each other.
That's nice.
Oh, it's awful. He just called me from the airport on his way to Hawaii, and he's going to stop by and see me.
Well, that'll be nice, seeing an old friend from home, talking about old times.
No, it won't be. Oh, see, Merle's a big success now. He just wants to rub my nose in it and gloat over my failure.
Oh, Mr. Furley, you're not a failure. You don't have anything to be ashamed of.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Lay off, girls. Mr. Furley has every right to be ashamed.
Thanks, Jack.
Well, what kind of help did you want from us?
Well, I'd like you girls, no offense, Jack. I'd like you girls to be down at my place when he gets there.
Why?
Well, for a little window dressing, and then I need somebody to sort of back me up when I tell him I own this building.
You want us to lie?
No, I'll do that. I mean, I'll just spruce up the truth a little. Well, I would own this place if anything happened to my brother and his wife, his kids, and his mangy dog.
Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, come on, you gotta do it. Look, I'm sorry. I mean, please.
Mr. Furley, The answer is no.
Why?
Because the girls are going to be up here helping me fix the garbage disposal.
Well, don't worry. I'll take care of that.
No, a plumber will.
All right. I'll hire a plumber.
A real plumber, one with tools, not just Herbie with his 3 different hammers.
Okay. You girls just be down at my place in 20 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Hey, but I have a date with Elmo, and if I'm late, he'll blow his top.
Chrissy, it'll be okay. He has nothing up there to get hurt in the explosions.
Get over Elmo,
Just
all
come
right?
down as quick as you can, okay?
And a real locksmith.
Well, Merle, you old son of a gun, I wish you'd have let me pick you up at the airport.
Oh, thanks a lot, Ralph, but didn't know which terminal the company jet would be landing at.
You have a company jet?
Well, when you have a company, you gotta have a jet to go along with it.
Oh, Merle, I tell you, I don't know how you do it.
Oh, Ralph, it's nothing.
Getting by with just one jet.
Ralph, you mean you have more than one jet?
Oh, sure, I need a few.
That's because he's always flying off in all different directions.
You know, it's hard to believe, Ralph. I would have sworn that you were still selling door to door. Roach poison, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh, no, that was years ago. No, I'm in the real estate game now. This building here. Paid cash for it.
Why? Well, now, why would you want to own a building like this?
Well,
It came with the block.
You own the whole block?
yeah, the whole block. Right, Chrissy?
Right. Just like he owns the block next door, too.
Yeah, I've been piling up real estate for quite a while now.
Yeah, and when Mr. Furley piles it, he piles it high.
Of course, real estate's just a hobby. Oil's my real line. I got 10 or 15 wells.
Well, tell me, why would a man in your position choose to live here?
Well, I can answer that. As Mr. Furley's personal secretary, I can tell you that Mr. Furley likes to stay really close to his investments, no matter how large or small.
Yeah.
And who wants to live in an oil field anyway?
Ralph, who'd have thought that you and I would be the 2 great successes? But there's more to life than money, isn't there?
Like what?
Huh?
I mean, yeah, of course there is.
Well, it all wouldn't mean a thing to me if I hadn't married me the most beautiful little gal in the world.
Beautiful. But weren't you engaged to one of the grub girls? Verna, the one that owned her own tractor?
Well, yes, but I married me a beauty contest winner, Miss Wisconsin. How about you, Ralph?
Me? Well, my little wifey never won a beauty contest, but she's a great little gal.
Mr. Furley?
You hear that, Mr. Furley? She still can't get used to the idea.
You didn't give me much time.
Well, Ralph, you sly dog. How long have you 2 been married?
Couple of months now.
Well, I'll be newlyweds. Oh, so that explains why you look so tuckered out.
Yeah, Chrissy and I live pretty much on laughs and love. Isn't that right, honey? So much for the laughs part. Well, it's getting late. Miss Wood, you can go home now. Mr. Denker's leaving, and I won't be needing you for the rest of the evening.
Oh, well, fine, sir. Well, Mr. Denker, it was really a pleasure meeting you.
And you, little lady.
Oh, thank you. Good night, Mr. Furley.
Good night.
Mrs. Furley.
All right. Good night, Mr. Furley, secretary.
Good night, all.
Yeah. Well, Merle, you come back real soon, you hear?
Oh, well, I guess I had better head toward the hotel. Oh, say, Ralph, I just remembered. I'm carrying about $15,000 in cash on me tonight, and you know how the security in hotels is these days. Say, Ralph, why don't I just bunk down here on this sofa for tonight?
Oh, this is a lousy sofa. It's lumpy. It feels like it's stuffed full of doorknobs.
Oh, it'll be just fine.
Well, Chrissy, dear, it seems that Mr. Denker's going to be spending the night here.
That's nice. Well, I've enjoyed meeting you, Mr. Denker. Goodbye.
Where are you going, dear?
I was just going to go up to
Now, don't let me disturb you two lovebirds. You just hop right in there and go Betty bye. And I'll see you in the morning. Now, you two go to bed now. Now, don't worry about me.
Well, you heard the man. Come on, Mrs. Furley. Let's hit the sheets.
So then, Furley introduces Chrissy as Mrs. Ralph Furley.
You're kidding.
No. He called her his little wifey. Yeah, but she's down there saying goodnight to Merle right now. And then any minute, the bride will walk through that door after the shortest marriage in history.
Janet, I wish we had some minute rice to throw.
Hello. Oh, hi, Chrissy. Hello, Mrs. Furley. Yeah, I've just been telling Jack. Huh? What? Oh, no. Oh, Chrissy. Chrissy. Chrissy, hello.
Don't tell me they're getting a divorce.
Chrissy is in Furley's bedroom.
What?
It seems that Merle's gonna stay over, and now Chrissy is trapped with Furley for the whole night.
Janet, the only thing she has to worry about is being bored to death.
Jack, you listen, we have to do something.
Okay, I'll get her something to read.
Now, come on, Jack, we have to help her.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
What are we going to do? I can't stay here.
Well, don't panic.
The window. That's it. I'll climb out and go upstairs. There are bars on it.
Well, of course. I couldn't take a chance on a thief breaking into this treasure trove.
I want out of here.
Now, it's not my fault. We're just going to have to make the best of it.
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready for bed.
Yo, what? What are those?
These are my pajamas. I sleep in these. What do you sleep in?
My own room.
Don't worry, you can have the bed and I'll sleep on the floor.
Well, you won't have to because I'm getting out of here.
What? What? Oh, hi.
Hi.
Anything wrong?
No. I just came out to see if you were all right, and you are, so I'll just go back to my bedroom.
Why are you walking backwards?
Because it's quieter that way. The noise goes away from me.
What happened?
He woke up.
What are we going to do now?
Why don't you just tell your friend the truth?
Oh, I can't do that. He never let me live it down. Come on, you got to help me.
Oh, all right. I'll sleep in this bed and you sleep in the bathtub.
All right, thank you. Do I have to? The faucet drips.
We'll complain to your landlord like we do.
Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, hello there. Mr. Furley here. I got a stopped-up sink he's got to fix.
No, Mr. Furley's gone to bed.
Yeah, well, I got to see it.
Well, you can't. He's gone to bed with Chrissy.
Excuse me. It's not only my sink that's stopped up. I thought I heard you say he's gone to bed with Chrissy.
Right.
Blonde Chrissy?
Yeah.
Chrissy?
Chrissy.
Oh, I heard the doorbell. Larry!
Let me get this straight now. You're in your... with Chrissy?
Oh, sure. Naturally. Who else? Chrissy. Good old Chrissy. Well, it's really nice to see you, Larry, and I hate to rush you out, but you do have to get to sleep.
Hold on a second. You two are sleeping in there?
Is that you, Jack or Janet?
No, Chrissy! You go on and get into bed. I'll be right in.
Yeah, I better be going, Mr. Furley. I'm sorry to bother you and, Chrissy. Go figure women.
What if we... No. Oh, maybe we could go... Oh, that stinks.
I got it.
Oh,
You rush in and say a woman in the building is giving birth to a baby and you need Chrissy's help. No, that won't work. That's no good. How about I say I'm her brother and I'll just go down there and create a diversion, then yank her out.
okay, good luck.
Right. Hi, Elmo. What's happening?
Where's Chrissy? She's supposed to meet me at the Regal Beagle over an hour ago.
She's not here, man. Sorry.
Where is she?
Hi.
Hi, Elmo. Oh, hi.
Chrissy better not be out with some other guy.
Oh, don't be silly. Oh, Elmo, come on over and sit down, and we'll talk. Elmo, no. Elmo.
Jack, Janet.
What, Larry?
First of all, I have not been drinking. It is true I was there. What are you talking about? Chrissy is down there in bed with Furley. Chrissy's where? With Furley. What's that? Who's he?
Elmo.
Elmo, this is Larry. Hi. Elmo, easy, Elmo. Elmo.
Who's Furley?
Elmo, put him down. Now, Elmo, let's not go jumping to conclusions, okay? See, Mr. Furley is our landlord.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sure. And he does favors for us sometimes, you know. Sorry. And so Chrissy's down there doing a favor for him.
What?
I don't know.
Where's this Furley?
Excuse me. I think I hear my mother. It's okay. You can keep that.
Where's Furley's apartment?
Elmo, you got a handful of hairs in there.
Where?
He's in the apartment, right beneath it. Elmo, I can't let you go down there. Oh.
That Larry is such a nerd. Jack, this is no laughing matter. Jack, where was Elmo going? Jack, cut that out. Now we have to help Chrissy. What is so funny? Will you please get serious?
Grand Central Station. All right, now, what's your problem?
You, Furley, you creep. I'll teach you to mess with Chrissy.
Well, I'm not Furley, and I'm not messing with Chrissy. There's the man you want.
Dear Furley.
That all depends.
Wait! No, Mr. Furley. Mr. Furley.
You are Furley. You're the one messing with my girl.
Elmo, hang on here. I can explain this mess. See, Elmo. Stop, Elmo. Will you stop it?
Oh, no.
See here, you.
Nice shot, Slugger. Mr. Furley, tell Elmo the truth, will you? There's nothing between you and Chrissy.
There's not?
Well, of course there is. They're husband and wife, for crying out loud.
You're married to Chrissy?
Yes and no.
I'm gonna squash him.
Elmo, don't go in that door. Elmo, don't go in that bedroom. Okay, why not?
Chrissy.
Aren't you too little old for games like that?
You, Furley, I'm gonna fix your hash.
You aren't either. Now, Elmo, will you just let me explain? Mr. Furley, come out here.
I'm the one who should explain. We're not really married.
Oh, you mean?
No, I don't mean. We're not married or anything. Merle, I just wanted you to think I was a big ladies' man, so I told you Chrissy was my wife. She's just a tenant.
You mean you two didn't do anything?
Oh, Elmo, of course not. Now, will you go upstairs and wait for
But
me?
Chrissy-
Elmo, go on.
Thanks for the piggyback ride, Elmo.
Merle, I was just trying to show off for you.
Well, it takes a lot of courage to say that, Ralph. And I got something to tell you. I don't have a jet. I don't have a company. I don't have nothing.
You don't?
No, I just come out here looking for a job.
Oh, Merle.
And I didn't marry Miss Wisconsin.
Well, Merle, old buddy, since we're telling the whole truth, I don't own a lot of oil wells either.
Really, Ralph?
No. I only own 4.
Hi, Chrissy. Why do you have one shoe off? I got gum stuck on it.
No, where did that happen?
On the bottom of my shoe.
I know the gum is on the bottom of your shoe.
Why'd you ask?
I'm sorry.
I think I better get a knife and scrape this off. Because you don't need a knife, you can use an ice cube.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Hey, girls. Wait till you hear the news.
Not now, Jack. I gotta go put an ice cube on my shoe.
Why? Has it got a headache?
Serious.
Chrissy, that's crazy. Why would you put an ice cube on your shoe?
I told her to.
Oh, well, that makes a whole lot of sense.
The ice cube will get the gum off the bottom of her shoe.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh, what's your good news?
Come here, girls, come here. I am going on a cruise.
You are?
Yeah, there was a one ad on our bulletin board. Assistant chef wanted for a 7-day cruise, and I got the job.
Oh, Jack,
Well, it doesn't pay much, but they're letting me take a friend along.
They are?
Oh, that's right. And you know something? I am going to take the girl I would most like to share a dinghy with.
Who?
Mary Miles.
Mary Miles.
I can't believe it. Can you imagine 7 days at sea with that gorgeous creature? Wait a minute. I just remembered. Mary gets seasick when she washes her hair.
Jack, do you have to look through your phone book to think of someone to take?
Of course not.
Oh.
No, I know Debbie Webner's phone number. She's perfect. She comes with her own water wings and everything.
She also comes with her own husband.
Huh?
She got married last month.
Oh, that's right.
Shouldn't you take someone closer to you?
Excuse me.
Someone who knows you inside out and upside down and backwards.
Dr. Montgomery's nurse. I've been meaning to date her for a long time.
Jack, Chrissy was talking about someone who's been with you when you were scrambling and struggling, trying to make it.
Joanne Bonnie. She won't put up much of a fight on a cruise.
How do you like that?
Yeah. If I ever get to go on a free cruise, I'm going to do the same thing to him.
You're going to take Joanne Bonnie, too?
Oh, I hate these answering machines. I never know what to say. Yeah, I know. When you hear the tone, leave a message. Hello, Joanne. This is Captain Horatio Hornblower. Now, hear this. If you're fond of romance on the high seas, call Jack Tripper as soon as you get home. Anchors away, my girl. Anchors away. All right, girls. Muster in the galley.
Mister in the galley.
Okay, girls, now listen. I'm going to show you how to get your sea legs while still on land.
While still on land.
Janet, would you take that pan and fill it with water, please?
Fill it with water, please.
Okay, I need this. And this trick was taught to me by Biscuits McGillicuddy when I was in the Navy. Biscuits was the head cook on the Yorktown. He was so great. He made chili during the Battle of the Coral Sea, and he never lost a bean. Biscuits did that. Anyway, what you do is you put your rolling pin on the floor, and you take your breadboard right here, and you put it on top of the rolling pin, and then you balance on it, just as if it's the rough seas, like this, see?
Isn't it a shame Ed Sullivan couldn't be here to see this?
All right, now, Janet, you hand me that pan of water.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do is you pretend that this is hot soup, and you try not to spill any of it.
Why didn't you take one of us on the cruise? We're your best friends.
Well, you may be my best friends, but Joanne Bonnie's my best bet, if you know what I mean.
Jack,
Yeah.
what kind of soup is that?
Right now, it's consomme.
Ah.
Hey, that's my address book.
Yeah. Let's make it alphabet soup.
Hey! Wait a minute. Why did you do that?
You never even once thought of taking one of us on your cruise, did you?
Believe me, if it were a trip to Disneyland, you girls would be the first to go.
I suppose you'd take us if we fooled around, wouldn't you?
If the two of you fooled around, I'd be too tired to go on a cruise.
You're disgusting.
Oh, come on, look. I can only take one person. You know what would happen if I asked one of you girls to go and not the other one?
What? Yeah, what?
Oh, come on, you know. One of you would get hurt and angry, and then there'd be insults floating back and forth. Pretty soon you'd stop speaking to each other. Then somebody would get mad at me, we'd split up, move out, go our separate ways, and never see each other again for as long as we live.
Go on.
Go on, isn't that enough?
Jack, you know that wouldn't happen. I mean, we're all mature people here. We would figure a way to work it out.
Yeah. Janet could go this time and I could go next time.
Yeah.
Suppose there is no next time.
Then I could go this time and Janet could go next time.
Chrissy, why are you the one deciding who goes this time?
I'm just trying to be fair, Janet.
See, the arguments are starting already, and I haven't even decided which one of you I'm going to take yet. What's wrong with me? I must be losing my mind. I have no brains. I have no backbone. I am a spineless jellyfish.
I know. That's what we love about you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to make an excuse to Joanne when she calls.
Well, you can do that.
Okay, I'll decide which one of you goes, but I'm going to flip a coin. That's all there is to it. Janet, you call.
Wait a minute. Why does she get to call it?
What difference does it make who calls it?
Don't play dumb with me.
Chrissy, I don't understand this.
She calls it. She gets to choose heads or tails.
Right.
So figure it out. She gets 2 choices and I get none.
All these years, it always seemed fair.
Okay, Chrissy, how do you want to do it?
Have Jack pick a number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets the closest to it gets to go on the trip.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, I got the number.
All right, I pick 34.
That's the number I wanted.
Perhaps you could pick another number, Chrissy.
Why can't she pick another number? Why does it always have to be me?
Because, you see, Janet already picked one.
Yeah, but she picked mine. Why can't she pick one of her own?
I will, Chrissy. I pick 67.
Oh, sure, now that you know my number.
This whole thing is getting ridiculous now. Who is it?
It's RF.
It's Furley. I got it. Furley will decide.
What?
Yeah, whichever one of you girls he speaks to first gets to go on the cruise. But you can't speak to him first. Agreed?
Okay.
Chrissy?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the whole world's gone bananas. I hope you know that.
What's wrong, Mr. Furley?
Oh, it's that Mrs. Murphy in 209. Her rent's due, and every time I go to collect it, she does something crazy.
Really?
Yeah, last month she gave me the rent with a big smile. Then when I left, she yelled, "Stop thief! Stop thief!" I was almost arrested.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I can't stand her, Bird. Keeps insulting me.
Huh?
Well, she's got this parrot trained to call me nasty names.
Like what?
Oh, I don't want to repeat dirty bird talk in front of, well, you know, the girls here.
Mr. Furley, would you like to sit down?
Oh, thank you. I tell you, Jack, this woman has just got me so much. I'm just a landlord trying to do his duty, you know. But to tell you the truth, I'm afraid to be alone with that ding-a-ling. Would you go down there with me, Jack?
Mr. Furley, wouldn't it be better to ask one of the girls to go?
Jack, you're close enough. Look, Jack, will you go with me? Look, you don't have to do anything except be there in case she goes berserk.
Mr. Furley, it would be nicer if you asked either Janet or Chrissy to go.
All right, forget I asked, okay? Janet, what the hell is wrong with her?
Mr. Furley.
For what?
For not speaking to Chrissy.
But I'm speaking to Chrissy. Chrissy, aren't we speaking to each other?
Don't try to make up. It's too late.
What did I do to Chrissy?
You didn't do anything to Chrissy. You did it to Janet.
Well, if I did it to Janet, why isn't Janet mad at me?
Because she wanted you to do it. She would have been mad if you did it to Chrissy.
Will you please tell me what I did?
You didn't do anything.
Thank you.
That's why I'm mad.
Mrs. Murphy and her parent have got this whole building screwed up.
Oh.
I didn't want to say anything in front of Mr. Furley, but you girls are doing just what I said you would.
What?
Oh, come on, look at you. Janet's gloating, Chrissy's pouting. We almost got in a fight with Mr. Furley. That's why I didn't want to take either one of you.
You're right, Jack. Janet? It was fair and square, and I'm glad you won. Chrissy.
Oh, Chrissy, thank you. Now, listen. If you're not too busy, you could help me pack.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You can use my new suitcase.
Oh, thanks. Hey, you know, I should probably take a couple of bathing suits, huh?
Yeah, it gets chilly at night, so you want to take something warm.
You could use my new sweater, you know, the one with the fur collar that I've never worn.
That would be so Oh, can't you just see me standing there at the rail, looking out over the water with the waves lapping and the moonlight on the water and wind blowing in my hair?
I'll go get the sweater now.
Thanks, Chrissy. Oh. Do you think she's upset?
She always cries like that around 5:30.
Chrissy, are you okay?
Sure.
Yeah? Oh, good.
I want you to have a good time.
Oh, thanks. You know what? I should probably take a formal outfit. There'll probably be a party night with dancing after.
Dancing?
Uh-huh.
I love dancing.
Chrissy!
What?
Are you going to do this every time we bring up the trip?
No.
Chrissy, please, you're taking all the fun out of this for me.
Well, I can't help it.
Oh! I would be better off if I stayed home and you went.
Oh, Janet!
Why, you would go, wouldn't you?
Well, you said I could.
I'm never speaking to you again as long as I live.
Well, I am never speaking to her again as long as I live.
The next time I take either one of you girls anywhere, I'm going to leave you both at home. I'm starting to sound like Chrissy. I'm getting a headache. Hi, Lana. Come on in.
Oh, Jack, I'm so glad I caught you alone.
Not now, Lana. I got enough problems.
That's just what I wanted to talk to you about, Jack. I mean, I really like you, and I don't want to jeopardize our friendship by forcing myself on you.
Well, that's really sweet of you to say, Lana. I'll tell you, I could use some cheering up right now.
Oh, what's wrong, Jack?
Big fight. Janet and Chrissy aren't even speaking to each other.
Oh, those silly girls. Well, how did it happen?
Well, I got a job on a cruise ship, and I get to take somebody along with me. So,
Jack, take me.
huh? No,
I'd
Lana.
do anything to be alone with you.
Will you quit?
I'm terribly sorry.
Well, hey, I'd take you if I could.
Oh, you're just saying that to keep me from killing myself.
No, Lana, no. Look, I mean it sincerely. I'd take you just like that, except I gotta choose one of the girls.
Jack, you're wonderful.
Yeah, well.
Which one of them is going with you?
Well, see, that's what the whole fight is about. I don't know what to do about it, Lana.
Jack, why don't I talk to them? I mean, maybe I could straighten them out.
Could you?
Trust me, Jack.
Janet's in her room. Chrissy's in my bedroom. Look, I'll be in the kitchen working on my sea legs.
Okay.
Good luck.
Janet? Chrissy, it's Lana. Could I talk to you for a minute?
You could talk to me. I don't know about what's her name.
You can remember my name.
My mother told me that when I was mad, I should never call anybody names.
Chrissy, sticking out your tongue's a little premature.
Stop it. Why, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You're being very selfish.
That's right, Janet.
I'm talking to you too, Chrissy.
Me?
Look at yourselves. I mean, you're not even speaking to each other. Pretty soon you won't even be speaking to Jack. Is this trip worth breaking up the relationship that the three of you have?
No, of course not. Janet,
Yeah?
you go on the trip, and I hope you have a wonderful time.
No, Chrissy. You go. Hey, you're a much better dancer than me.
Yeah, but if I go and you stay, I won't enjoy myself.
Well, if I go, I feel the same way.
Do you realize what the two of you are saying?
What?
No.
That neither one of you should go.
Wonderful idea. Why didn't I think of that?
I'll go break the news to Jack. Jack, everything's okay. Neither one of the girls is going.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll go pack.
Right. Sure. This is going to be a terrific vacation. Everything was perfect. Now it's all ruined. 7 days at sea with Lana.
It's all our fault.
You're darn right it is.
Oh, Jack, what can I do to make it up to you?
No, Chrissy, I'm the one who should think of something to do to make it up.
Hey, I've got an idea. Let's toss a coin to see who does the making up.
No, that's how this whole thing got started.
I was going to let Janet call first this time.
It's too late for anything anyway, Chrissy. I'm leaving any minute. They're sending one of the crew members over here to pick me up.
Well, where's Lana?
She went out to buy a few things. She'll meet me on the ship. I'll be the only passenger on board with his own shark.
Jack, this isn't much, but Janet and I bought you a bon voyage present for your cruise.
Yeah, we thought maybe it would help make up for all the trouble we've caused you.
Do you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful, but you know, it's a captain's hat.
Well, as long as you don't let it go to your head.
Hi, Mr. Furley. Any luck?
No, that cruise is completely sold out.
The cruise? We didn't know you were trying to go on that trip.
Are you kidding? I'd give anything to spend a week at sea with Lana. The world would be our waterbed.
There's just no justice. You can't get on and I can't get off.
Ain't that the truth? Sending you on a cruise with Lana is like sending a tailor to a nudist colony.
I'll get it.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh, I'm supposed to pick up somebody here who's going to the dock?
Oh, yeah, come on in.
Thanks. Hi, you're Jack Tripper?
Me, Jack Tripper?
Yeah, he's Jack Tripper.
Old Beans and Grog Tripper, that's what they call him.
Oh, I knew it. I just knew it. All Navy cooks look the same.
And he's the best. And he knows that all assistant chefs on a cruise, all they have to do is follow orders. He knows it's going to be so easy for him.
Yeah, and just look at him. He can't wait to get cooking at sea.
You'll love his specialty, Lana burgers.
You ready to go, Tripper?
Yeah, what are we waiting for?
Hey, is this the pretty little lady who's going with you?
No.
Oh, is this little cutie here, huh?
No.
Oh?
I'm with these girls. He's got his girl waiting for him on board.
Oh, good. Well, we better get going.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your bag?
No, I'll pick my stuff up downstairs. Anchors away. Well, I just can't wait to see the look on Lana's face.
Oh, it'll be something to remember, I'm sure. Bon voyage, Mr. Furley.
You know, this is probably the nicest thing anyone could ever do for anybody.
Oh, Mr. Furley. Gosh, for you, anything.
Well, I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about the favor you're doing for Lana.
Oh, Jack. I guess you're really disappointed, huh?
Nah, there'll be other cruises. I'll go on the next one.
You're right. Who are you going to take with you? Well, see, I was thinking that this time you we should take Joanne Bonnie.
Yeah, or Mary Miles. You know, even if she gets nauseous, who cares?
Yeah, or Mrs. Murphy's parrot. It'd look great on your arm.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi. Oh, you just missed it. Mr. Furley just called short his ship.
No, Chrissy, that's ship to shore.
No, it isn't. He reversed the charges.
Well, what did he have to say? Is he having a good time?
I guess so, but those dining rooms on a ship must be really big.
Why?
Because he said he lost his dinner 2 nights in a row.
Did you say anything about Lana?
Oh, Lana got on the phone herself.
Oh, what'd she say?
She left a message for you, Jack. Here, I wrote it down.
Dear Jack, there's nothing else on here.
Well, I didn't know how to spell.
Hi, Janet. I jogged 3 miles down to the pier and back. Isn't that great? Hey, Chrissy. Ooh, you look nice.
Now, don't you pick on me, Jack.
Huh?
Janet yelled at me enough.
Because you look nice?
No.
Because you look nasty?
No, Jack.
Chrissy, I wouldn't yell at you. I don't have a temper like Janet.
Oh, Jack, I feel so bad about it.
Oh, Chrissy, take it easy. Nothing's worth getting so upset about.
No?
No.
You're right. It was an honest mistake.
Of course it was, little Chrissy. Now, what went wrong, huh?
Well, I threw away today's mail.
You what?
Jack, I didn't mean it. I just went down to the trash barrel and the trashman already emptied it.
Chrissy, my GI check must be in today's mail. It's already 3 days late.
Jack, take it easy. Remember you said that there was nothing worth getting so upset about.
Right, nothing isn't, but this check is worth $300, and I've been stalling the school on my tuition for weeks. Today is the absolute deadline.
What do you want me to do about it? Go down to the city dump and dig up 10 blocks of trash?
No, that would take too long.
Look, Jack, couldn't the government just rush out a duplicate check?
The government rush?
I better rush. I'm going to be late for work.
Oh, me too. Look, Jack, don't worry. We'll help you get out of this somehow.
Yeah, I already thought of one thing I could do.
Really, what?
Talk to someone at work and see if they have an idea.
Well, that's great. Oh, gosh, so you're just going to leave me here alone? Well, thanks, Alana. Hi.
I'm so glad I caught you before you left.
Lana, listen, I don't have any time to talk right now. I need $300 for my school tuition today.
Oh. Well, did you give Furley the money for the rent yet?
No, that's due tomorrow.
Well, give that money to the school. I'll talk to Ralph and buy you some time on the rents. You know, he'll do anything for me.
Could you, Lana? That would be wonderful.
Oh, it's no big deal, Jack. He'll just insist that I go out with him.
Yeah.
He'll take me to a dinner at the Monster Burger. And order their 2-for-1 special. And he'll rush me to the movies before the prices change. And then he'll invite me to his apartment for a nightcap. He'll be all over me. I'll have to kiss him before I can get out of there.
Lana, you'd go through all of that for me?
No. Even you aren't worth all that.
Well, thanks anyway, Lana. Hey, and don't worry, I'll get the money somehow.
Jack, hi. Any luck?
No, and I tried every place. The only offer I got was from a guy who said he'd lend me some money on my life insurance.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I have to die first.
I did it!
What? What?
Ta-da! Ta-da!
Chrissy, what's this?
You're silly. It's money. It's $300. I borrowed it for you.
Chrissy, that's fantastic. How?
Well, Harry, our warehouseman at work,
work near this man, Mr. Bustamante. So I went down to his office and he loaned me the money right away. $300, no strings.
No interest?
Well, he was interested. That's why he loaned me the money. Harry called him a loan shark, but he seemed more like a guppy to me.
A loan shark?
A loan shark.
Chrissy, why don't you start over from the beginning?
Yeah. Okay. Ta-da!
Not that far back. Hey, where are the loan papers?
Well, there aren't any. He said all he wanted was your name, address, and next of kin.
Chrissy, you've really done it.
Oh, thank you. Why are you looking so unhappy?
Chrissy, loan sharks are crooks. They loan money to people at outrageous interest rates.
Janet, 25 is not that much.
$25?
Even less than dollars, 25%.
What? 25% of $300 is $75.
Oh, that can't be.
Chrissy, the $75 is interest. That goes on top of the money you borrow.
Okay, Chrissy, what's this Bustamante's address? I gotta get this money back to him right away.
Well, you don't have to worry. He said when it was time, he'd come looking for you.
Where is the address?
Well, I wrote it on the back of an envelope. Gosh, you try to do somebody a favor around here and...
Here it is. 11 Holland Street.
Jack, you don't want to go down there.
If I don't, I'm gonna end up at the bottom of the river.
If you do, you'll end up at my Auntie Helen's house. That's her address. Here's the right one. I still don't see what all the fuss is about.
Oh, Chrissy, I'll explain it to you later. Jack, good luck.
Don't say it like that, Janet. I am coming back, you know.
You be careful.
That's beautiful. Come in.
Mr. Bustamante?
That's right.
Hi. I'm Jack Tripper.
So?
Do you remember a girl named Chrissy Snow? She arranged a loan for me this morning.
Blonde girl?
Uh-huh.
I remember. I still got a headache from the experience.
That's Chrissy.
Oh, well. This is my executive secretary, Floyd.
Floyd. Hello. How do you do? I bet he's a strong typist, huh? Mr. Bustamante, I just came to return the money that Chrissy got for me this morning.
Why? Is it the wrong size?
No, it's just that I don't need it, really. It's all there, all 300, only used a few hours.
Promptness don't count. You know, a minute or a week. The interest is still $75.
Well, you see, the thing is, sir, I don't have $75. Excuse me, my fault, I'm sorry.
I suggest you raise it.
Well, see, I'm not working at the moment. I'm going to cooking school full time. But if you need some odd jobs done around here...
Please, I got enough dead beats around here. I don't need it. Did you say cooking school?
Yes, sir, I'm studying to be a chef.
Any good?
Well, I'm one of the top students in my class.
Look. Now, wait. My wife, she's from the old country, and somehow or other she never learned how to cook. You can't even make a peanut butter sandwich.
Well, without bragging, sir, I can put
Well,
together...
you show how to make my favorite dish, scampi alla calabrese, and I'll forgive your outstanding balance.
Oh, gee, Mr. Bustamante,
But, you know, my wife, she didn't take time to learn much English. I don't suppose you speak Italian.
Well, no, but my roommate does. Anyway, we'll be speaking the language of food, which is universal. Your wife can start next week.
She can start in an hour.
She can start in an hour. If I put things off, I'll be ready.
I hope so, because I'll be there in 2 hours to check up on you.
Well, that doesn't give me much time, does it? I better get to the market. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. Nice meet. Excuse me. Don't get up. Okay, I've got the shrimp, so I can get started as soon as she gets here. Thank you for helping, girls.
Gosh, I hope my Italian isn't too rusty.
Has to be better than mine. All I know is merci beaucoup.
Look. Whatever the old girls like, no cracks, okay? Lots of respect.
Okay, lots of respect.
Hi, Lucia Bustamante.
Come in. Oh, sure.
Jack Trieper?
Hi, Jack Trieper. I'd like you to meet Janet and, Chrissy.
Buongiorno.
Merci beaucoup.
Jack, che bel staglione, giovane che sei.
Welcome, Mrs. Bustamante, and I hope you will enjoy your mini tour of the world of gourmet food.
Perché non ti liberi del guardiano? Così possiamo incominciare un romanzetto tra di noi.
So if you're ready, why don't you go into the kitchen and begin our lesson.
Oh, Jack, che uomo sessuale! Cucineremo, ma non sarà pasta. Che bravo, Jack! Bellissimo! Hot damn!
She's very enthusiastic, isn't
Jack, no, you can't go through with this.
she? Why not? She seems very anxious to get right to work and make something.
I understood what Mrs. Bustamante was saying, and the only thing that she wants to make is you.
Oh, come... What? Yeah, but Janet, she's a married woman and her husband's a real tough cookie. Are you sure she was talking about getting it on with me?
Jack, you do not have to understand Italian to know what that lady was saying. I mean, she was shouting it in body language.
I thought she was getting a little worked up to be thinking about macaroni.
Okay, and you girls are going to have to help me. If you hear anything that sounds like I'm in trouble in that kitchen, you come in fast, okay?
I can't. You know I have to get back to the flower shop.
I know, but Janet, please, I need you.
Jack, I'm sorry, but this is my job we're talking about. I'm
But
already
Janet,
late.
I need some
Jack,
help
I'm sorry.
Okay, Chrissy, will you help me and not leave me alone with her?
You want me to protect your honor?
Chrissy, I'm serious. If her husband gets the idea that I'm messing around with her, it could...
Oh, Jack Trieper!
Oh, Jack
Will
Tree.
you come? If it sounds like I'm in trouble, get in there and fast, okay? Oh, well, here we are, Mrs. Bustamante. Lesson number 1 is scampi alla calabrese. Here are the little shrimps.
Metti via il cibo velocissimo. Ho una grande attrazione per te.
I knew I should have taken a language instead of wood shop. Miss Bustamante, I think you can see better from up here. Whoa, now neither of us can see.
Magnifico.
Miss Bustamante, what about the cooking? What about Mr. Bustamante?
Mr. Bustamante is a big dumb turkey.
Isn't that interesting how some Italian words sound exactly like English? No, Mrs. Bustamante, seriously. No hugging, no. Don't run the hair through your fingers. No, you don't want to kiss Mrs. Bustamante. She's, hang on a second, will you? Chrissy, why aren't you coming in here to help me?
You said to come in if you were in trouble. It sounded like you were having a ball.
Get in here. Oh, Chrissy, what a surprise. Well, as long as you're here, why don't you help look for my oregano? Take all day if you have to.
Okay.
Here's your oregano. I'll be outside if you need me. Finalmente soli, Jack. Oh mio innamorato dolce. We get cooking.
Yeah, Mrs. Bustamante, momento, thank you. Momentarente, que sera, sera. Chrissy, I'm gonna have to go down to Furley's and cook this stuff there. You go entertain Mrs. Bustamante.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to teach her to cook?
Chrissy, if this shrimp isn't cooked by the time her husband gets here, he's gonna cook my goose. Now, will you just open the door for me, please?
God.
Mrs. Bustamante while I'm gone.
Well, what am I supposed to say to her?
Anything. Just talk to her. Tell her a story, okay?
Hi, Mrs. Bustamante. Why don't you have a seat? Did I ever tell you about the time when I was 8 years old? My cousin and I had this frog. His name was Froggy. And you know...
Cosa fai qui? Io voglio a Jack.
You don't like that one. Okay. How about the time when they wouldn't let me on my high school debating team? They said I argued too much, you know.
Lana, where are you? I've been waiting over an hour. Lana, I just think it's really funny the way you keep pretending that you don't want to see me. Listen, when you get here, I want you to be all puckered up and ready to go. Because I don't want to waste time looking all over your face for lips. Oh, she must have run all the way. Lana, it's open. You're late, Pookie Pie. You're going to learn soon that Ralphie doesn't like his women to keep him waiting. Don't be nervous. Come in and get your giggle water.
None for me, thanks.
What are you doing here?
I saw Lana on her way out. She isn't coming.
Oh, still playing hard to get, huh?
Mr. Furley, there's a woman in my kitchen.
I'm only responsible for mice and cockroaches. The woman is your problem.
You don't understand. I was expecting an older lady to come over for a cooking lesson, but instead she's young and beautiful.
Beautiful?
Yeah, but she's Italian. I can't understand her, and she can't understand me. Every time I start to talk cooking, she's all over me.
No kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I said scampi alla calabrese, and she tried to kiss me.
Well, she's probably turned on by chefs. How could she know she was getting a chefette?
Mr. Furley, would you mind if I used your kitchen for a while?
No, be my guest. You say she really digs it when you talk Italian cooking to her, huh?
What? I can't hear you.
Bake your little heart out.
So then we decided to go down to where my kitty used to like to hide. That was the year after I was 12. When I was 13. Now, normally, cats like to hide under a porch. But not my kitty. We don't have a porch. I knew you'd like that one. Anyway, I wasn't going to ask my parents to buy a new house just so Fifi could have a place to hide. Anyway, me and my cousin went down there, and guess what? The kitty wasn't there. So we figured she was hiding. Oh, I'll be right back. Just a minute. There's more. Al dente. Mamma mia. Hi, Mr. Furley.
Bon journey.
Are you feeling all right?
Fit as a pizza. Listen, Jack asked me to come up here and keep a young Italian girl company. I understand she's in the kitchen.
Yeah, but she doesn't speak much English. Will you know what to say?
Did Romeo know what to say to Cleopatra? Arrivederci! Chef Ralph!
She said, dov'è Jack?
Hey, you're really a knockout. And how do I look to you? Pretty good, huh?
Agisci strano, sei tu un pazza torta di noci e frutta?
I knew it. And now a little cooking talk to really get us warmed up. I've just finished preparing a fantastic linguine bombardo. Lombardi.
Linguini. Oh, anche tu sei un cuoco. Dove lavori?
Now I'm really getting to you, aren't I? See, listen, where are they?
Mettiti le mani al
I was just going to ask you for a date tonight.
Stai lontano da me, pazza banana!
I've heard about you fiery Italians. There's no on your lips, but Sisi in your heart. Hey, if this is what turns you on, the date is off. Hey, hold it. Stop hurrying.
What's going on? Mr. Furley is keeping Mrs. Bustamante company in there.
How? By destroying our kitchen?
Scampi turned out fantastic. Take a bite.
Jack.
Go ahead. Mr. Furley, what the heck happened to you?
She's not Italian. She's crazy.
Oh, Giacomo innamorato, dove sei stato? Oh, sono tanto contenta di vederti.
No, I made it Scampi.
We were just cooking together. We weren't cooking together. We were just making some. Mr. Bustamante, would you? Well, how? Eat.
Well, this is marvelous. You two cooked this up? Well, you're a genius instructor, Mr. Tripper. It's the best I ever tasted.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, Mrs. Bustamante could be a fine cook if she wanted to be.
Now, why were you kissing my wife?
Kicking.
Tua moglie sta per avere un piccolo tripper e non hanno denaro. Chrissy si sta prestando i $300 per pagare al dottore dei bambini.
Mr. Tripper, come here.
Janet, you can have my clock radio, Chrissy.
My wife explained what was going on here.
Huh?
You're gonna learn that when a man fools around with a woman the way you have, he's gonna have to pay for it.
Don't you think I'm a little young?
Of course not. You're just the right age to start a family.
Huh? Huh?
Forget the $75. And here's a little something to help with the blessed event. And, Lucia, come, my dear. You cook good dinner for me tonight.
Momento. Congratulazioni.
Ciao. Ciao. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, I wonder what she said to get me off the hook like that.
Oh, she just stretched the truth a little.
How?
Well, I didn't get all of it, but it went something like she was kissing you because she had just found out that you and your wife, Chrissy, were expecting a little treeper.
What?
A little treeper. And Chrissy needed the money to pay for the baby doctor.
And he believed that? Well, he must have. I'm standing here without any extra holes in my head.
I'm not Mrs. Tripper. I'm going to go straighten him out.
Chrissy! Yeah.
What? Oh, Jack, I've got good news. The government sent a duplicate of your check that I lost.
Oh, great. Chrissy, where is it?
Well, I wanted to put it in a safe place, so I thought of the clothes hamper.
No, Chrissy, not the clothes hamper. I emptied that this morning. I put everything in the washer.
Oh, no.
That's what I thought might happen, so I thought a better place would be under the kitchen sink.
Chrissy, the sink has a leak in it.
Yeah, I didn't like the sink either.
Chrissy, where is it?
Well, I put it in the safest place I know. In my shoe. Oh, no, Jack, oh, no, it's not here. No,
Chrissy, take it easy. Calm down. Try the other shoe. I knew it.
Well, I only missed by one.
Because, in the end, 3 wasn't just a crowd. It was everything they ever needed. And upstairs, in the apartment at 201 Adobe Lane, the light on the balcony remained on. 3 people, no, a family sat together, finally at peace in the home they had fought so hard to keep. He reached over and turned off the lamp. Good vibrations. Finally, Tripper and Wood, Furley mused, closing his eyes. A chef and a florist, it's almost poetic, in a very loud, expensive sort of way. Downstairs, Ralph Furley sat in his neon-purple armchair. He was looking at a photograph of the Ropers, wondering if they ever had nights where the vibrations felt so honest. Epilogue. The last midnight. It's not just the pie, Jack said, looking at Janet. It's the company. We're still broke, Chrissy said, taking a bite. And the book is ruined, but the pie is the best thing that ever happened to me. An hour later, the apartment smelled like heaven. They sat around the table, eating warm pie, while the car made its marble noises outside and the sink continued to drip. Making peace, Jack said. With apples and cinnamon. What are you doing? Janet asked, wiping her forehead. He didn't say anything. He just went to the cupboard, pulled out the flour, and started making a pie crust. Jack walked in, exhausted from a double shift, and saw the chaos. For a second, he wanted to turn around and walk back out, but then he saw Janet's face. She wasn't sensible or in control. She looked like she was about to cry. Janet was trying to fix the sink, her hair frizzy from the humidity. He missed the small moments, the way Chrissy tried to organize the spice rack by color, and the way Janet would leave a single flower on his pillow when he worked late. I can't do it, Chrissy wailed, sitting on the floor amidst a pile of wet, pulpy paper. I was trying to be helpful. Agent Snow was better at being helpful than roommate Chrissy. One Friday, the stress reached a breaking point. Chrissy had accidentally cleaned Jack's recipe book by putting it in the dishwasher, and the car had developed a noise that sounded like a bag of marbles in a blender. The Malibu bistro was a whirlwind of copper pans and shouted orders. Jack flourished under the pressure, his talent finally finding a stage that demanded his best, but the cost was real. Chapter 22. High stakes and high rent. It's a huge opportunity, Jack, she said slowly. You wouldn't be a ghost, Janet said, taking his hand. You'd be the man building a life for us. We've survived FBI agents and Romanian dancers, Jack. We can survive a busy schedule, but I'd never be here. January I'd be a ghost in our own apartment. Jack sighed and told her about the offer. Janet listened, her expression unreadable in the moonlight. You're quiet, she said, sitting on the stool beside him. The I have a secret quiet. Jack's heart soared. Double the pay meant no more truth tax worries. It meant a real future. But it also meant 14-hour days, 6 days a week. It meant seeing Janet and Chrissy only in the blurred moments of late night and early morning. Well, it's working. I've been approached by a new high-end bistro in Malibu. They need a sous chef who can handle pressure. It pays double what you make here. He sat on the balcony that night, the Malibu offer weighing heavy in his pocket. Janet found him there, the scent of lavender from the flower shop still clinging to her clothes. Tripper, DeWitt said, tasting a sauce. You've developed a certain urgency lately. Your flavors are aggressive, bold, like you're fighting for your life. I'm fighting for my rent, chef, Jack admitted. The financial pressure of the truth tax forced Jack to take on more shifts at the cooking school, which caught the attention of Chef DeWitt. Chapter 21. The Culinary Crossroads. Our nightmare, Janet whispered, kissing his cheek. As they reached the top of the stairs, Jack turned to Janet. He's still a nightmare, isn't he? Dinner. Right. Well, keep it quiet. I'm trying to practice my yoga. My brother Bart says a balanced landlord is a happy landlord. We just went to dinner, Mr. Furley, Janet said patiently. Late, aren't we? Furley asked, checking his watch. The truth doesn't sleep, Tripper, and neither does the interest on the truth tax. The evening was perfect until they returned home. Furley was waiting on the stairs, wearing a robe that looked like it was made from recycled disco curtains. I know the feeling, Jack laughed. I almost told the waiter I was your sister just out of habit. You know, Janet said, swirling her wine. I keep waiting for someone to jump out of a closet and demand an explanation. They went to a small Italian bistro tucked away in the hills. For the first hour, they were both unusually shy. Without the frantic energy of a misunderstanding to drive them, They had to navigate the quiet intimacy of being a real couple. Janet smiled, setting down a vase of sunflowers. I'd love that. Somewhere with a view, and preferably somewhere where Larry Dallas isn't the waiter. So, Jack said, leaning against the kitchen counter, since we're officially out, how about an official date? No disguises, no fake accents, no Romanian protocols, just us. The truth tax was a heavy burden, but the freedom that came with it was worth every extra cent. For the first time in 3 years, Jack didn't have to check the hallway for Furley before holding Janet's hand. Chapter 20. The first real date. Yeah, Jack smiled, looking at Chrissy, who was currently trying to use the magnifying glass to look at a moth. But we're the best crowd I know. They stood on the balcony, the three of them, looking out at the Pacific. The golden hour had long since passed, replaced by a deep, velvet blue. The glass sculpture had finally shattered, but in its place, something stronger had been built. You know, Janet whispered, leaning her head on Jack's shoulder, we're still a crowd. Oh, thank goodness, Chrissy sighed. Because I really wanted to tell you that your silk pajamas are actually very itchy looking. No prison, Jack said, wrapping an arm around Janet. We're staying, all of us, and I don't have to be refined anymore. He does? Chrissy's eyes went wide. Are we going to prison? Do they have orange juice in prison? Chrissy, Janet laughed, pulling her into a hug. You can take off the hat. The tomb is open. Furley knows everything. When they got back to 304, Chrissy was waiting for them, wearing a detective's hat and holding a magnifying glass. Agent Snow, reporting. Did we win? Is the tomb still closed? The walk back to Adobe Lane was different this time. There was no rain, and there was no need to hide in the shadows. Chapter 19. The New Normal. Deal, Jack and Janet shouted in unison. Under one condition, Furley said, a glimmer of his usual self returning. No more lies, and I want a 10% truth tax on the rent for the next 3 months. He adjusted his ascot one last time. But I suppose I can't have a vacant apartment. And if I kick you out, who else would make me Romanian dinner and sing that ridiculous song? Furley sighed, a long, dramatic sound that seemed to deflate his purple suit. A family. Tripper. You've caused me more headaches than a bad case of shingles. You lied to my face. You sold my bed. You made me judge a Swiss man who looked like a lettuce leaf. Jack's eyes widened. You mean we can stay? Mr. Furley, please, Janet said, stepping forward. We only lied because we wanted to stay together. We're a family. I knew it, Furley said, his voice surprisingly quiet. I knew there was too much vibration in that building. My brother Bart is going to be very disappointed. Furley looked at Jack. He looked at Janet. He looked at Larry, who was currently trying to fix his tie. He turned back to Furley, who was staring with his mouth open. Mr. Furley, you want the truth? Here it is. I'm not who you think I am. I'm a chef. I'm a roommate. And I'm in love with Janet Wood. We've been lying to you, and I'm sorry, but I'm done. The silence in the Regal Beagle was absolute. You could have heard a maraschino cherry drop. Jack turned to her, his eyes blazing. I can't do it. January, I can't watch you with him. I can't watch you with anyone. I don't care about the apartment. Jack ignored him. He walked straight up to Larry, grabbed him by the lapels, and lifted him slightly. Larry, if you touch her again, I don't care if we're evicted or if I'm banned from every Regal Beagle in the state. I will turn you into a used car kebab. Jack! Janet gasped, standing up. Tripper? Furley stammered. What's the meaning of this outburst? Jack marched across the floor. He didn't look refined. He didn't look like a sensitive artist. He looked like a man who had reached his absolute limit. That's it, Jack shouted, slamming his beer down on the table. The noise silenced the entire bar. Fifi fell backward in surprise. Furley jumped. Larry and Janet froze. But he didn't. He forced himself to stay seated. He forced himself to smile at Fifi. But at that exact moment, Jack had had enough. Furley's watching. He's literally 2 feet away. If you don't do something romantic, he'll know it's a fake. Just on the cheek. Or the nose. Janet hesitated. She saw Furley leaning in, practically smelling the air for a lie. She closed her eyes and leaned in toward Larry's cheek. "No way, Larry," Janet hissed, pulling back. Chapter 18. Breaking Point. "Come on, Janet," Larry whispered. "We need a finale. Something to really seal the deal. Give me a kiss. Just a little one." The acting was going well, until Larry decided to improve the performance. Furley was circling the bar like a shark. He paused near Jack's table, adjusting his ascot. "Tripper, I see you're busy, very busy. And who is this? Vibrant young lady?" "Yes," Jack said, his voice tight. "Larry and Janet are quite a pair, aren't they?" "Janet, baby," Larry murmured. "Stop looking at him. You're supposed to be mesmerized by my aura. Try to giggle or something." He looked over at Larry and Janet. Larry had his arm draped casually over the back of Janet's chair. He wanted to jump up, knock Larry's arm away, and tell Furley exactly where he could put his safari suit. "Basting," Furley mused, his eyes narrowing. "And Janet? She seems to have found a companion as well." "This is Fifi, Mr. Furley," Jack said, his smile feeling like it was held up by staples. "She's a student of the culinary arts. We were just discussing basting." Janet managed a brittle laugh. "Oh, Larry, you're so consistent." Across the bar, Larry was whispering into Janet's ear. Janet was doing her best to look charmed, but her eyes kept darting back to Jack and the blonde woman currently trying to feed him a maraschino cherry. "Oh, Jack!" Fifi squealed, loud enough for Furley to hear from across the room. "You're so masculine. Tell me again about that time you wrestled the soufflé." Jack was sitting at a corner table with Fifi. Fifi was enthusiastic. She was draped over him like a silk scarf, laughing at jokes he hadn't even finished. The night of the singles mingle arrived. The Regal Beagle was packed with people wearing too much polyester and hopeful expressions. Furley was in his element, wearing a suit that was a shade of purple usually reserved for royalty or high-end eggplants. Jack looked at Janet. He saw the doubt in her eyes, but he also saw the fear of losing their home. Maybe he's right. January. It's just one night. We act our hearts out, and then we come home and laugh about it. "Because," Larry said, puffing out his chest, "I'm the only one Furley actually believes is a threat to the female population. If you're with me, he'll think you've finally developed taste." "A friend of mine," Larry said with a wink. "An actress. She's currently playing nurse number 3 in a soap opera. She can act like she's head over heels for Jack. We do it at the Regal Beagle. Furley's always there on Friday nights for the singles mingle. He sees you with a gorgeous blonde who isn't Janet. He sees Janet with a stud like me, and boom, his suspicions vanish like a used car warranty." Janet frowned. "I don't like it. Why do I have to date you, Larry?" "Fifi?" Janet asked, leaning against the counter. "Who is Fifi?" "It's a fake-out kid. A theatrical masterstroke. We set up a double date. I'll take Janet out, and you take out. Let's see." "Fifi," Jack groaned, rubbing his temples. "I'm already dating Janet, Larry. I don't want to date someone else." "Look, Jack," Larry said, nursing a beer at their kitchen table. "Furley's onto you. You can't just act uninterested anymore. You have to be actively interested in someone else, someone who isn't Janet." Larry Dallas was not exactly the person you went to for moral guidance, but when it came to deception, he was a grandmaster. Chapter 17. The Larry Dallas Strategy. "Or a better agent," Jack groaned. Janet walked over and placed a hand on his shoulder. "We're going to need a bigger lie, Jack." Jack leaned against the door, his forehead resting on the cool wood. That was close. Too close. Furley looked at Jack, his lip curling. "Tripper, if I find out there's any hanky-panky going on in my building, if I find out you're not as uninterested as you claim, out you go, on your ear, and your ear won't like the sidewalk." He turned on his heel and marched out, his safari suit swishing with indignation. Chrissy's eyes went wide. She looked at Jack, then at Janet, then back at Furley. I I meant the monk. In the book, he was kissing his prayer beads because he loves prayers. Agent Snow out. She turned and ran back into her room, slamming the door. Furley's head snapped toward Chrissy. Kissing? Who's kissing? The room went deathly silent. Jack felt his soul leave his body. Janet turned the color of a very ripe beet. Suddenly, Chrissy burst out of her room. Hi, Mr. Furley. Don't mind me. I'm just going to the kitchen to not see Jack and Janet kissing. It's just the book, Mr. Furley, Janet said smoothly. A very uplifting biography of a monk. Very celibate. Very quiet. Furley squinted at her. Janet, you look radiant. Suspiciously radiant. Like a woman who's just discovered a new brand of moisturizer. Or a new secret. Janet walked into the room, holding a book. Is everything okay, Mr. Furley? It rained. Tripper, don't play the fool with me. My brother Bart says the good vibrations in this building have taken a turn toward the... Wet shoes? Jack laughed, perhaps a bit too loudly. In Santa Monica? In a drought? How absurd. Furley marched into the room, his eyes darting around like a pair of caffeinated hummingbirds. Tripper, I've been thinking. That gala last night, I heard there was a disturbance. A waiter who looked like a certain chef I know, and a man with wet shoes. Jack opened the door, a dish towel over his shoulder. Mr. Furley, to what do we owe this safari visit? He stood in the hallway outside 304, his ear pressed against the wood, wearing a safari suit that suggested he was hunting big game in the suburbs. He had seen Tripper and Janet coming home in the rain. He had seen the tuxedo, and he had seen a certain spark in Tripper's eye that didn't fit the sensitive artist mold he'd carefully constructed in his head. Knock, knock, knock. Ralph Furley was a man of many talents, none of which were particularly useful, but he did possess a nearly supernatural ability to sense when his tenants were up to something fun. Chapter 16. The Landlord's Third Eye. Chrissy stood up straight and gave a clumsy salute. Agent Snow, reporting for duty. I will be a tomb. A very pretty, blonde tomb. That was because it was grape-flavored chocolate, Chrissy, Janet sighed. But yes, you have to be our secret agent. Can you do that? For the family? Oh, Chrissy's face fell. So I have to lie? But I'm terrible at lying. Remember when I tried to hide that I ate your chocolate and my face turned purple? Exactly. And he'll evict us. Not just me, but all of us. Because he doesn't allow commingling of the genders unless one of them is, well, me. But Chrissy, Jack said, his expression becoming serious, you have to be very, very careful. If Mr. Furley finds out, he'll think I've been lying to him all this time. He'll think the whole refined persona was a trick. Which it was, Chrissy pointed out. She jumped up and threw her arms around both of them. I'm so happy. This is like a soap opera, but with better food. The silence lasted for a full 10 seconds. Then, a slow smile spread across Chrissy's face. I knew it. I knew it when Jack made that heart-shaped meatloaf last Valentine's Day. I thought it was just an anatomical study, but I knew. No, Chrissy, nobody is moving, Janet laughed. We're a couple now. Jack and I are together. In that way, Chrissy stared at them, her eyes wide. Are you moving? Oh no. I can't live here alone. Who will tell me when the toast is done? Well, Jack interjected, what if the peanut butter decided it really, really liked the jelly, and they decided to, move into the same jar? Chrissy, Janet began, holding Jack's hand under a cushion. You know how Jack and I have always been. Just friends. Telling Chrissy was supposed to be the easy part. After all, Chrissy was the person who once spent 3 hours trying to find a silent letter in a word by listening to it. But as Jack and Janet sat her down on the sofa later that afternoon, the gravity of the situation became apparent. Yeah, he said he didn't know you were into formal penguin wear. He looked suspicious. Well, more suspicious than usual. Like he'd just found out his ascot was a knockoff. Yeah, Chrissy nodded enthusiastically. The bestest friends, like peanut butter and More peanut butter. Chapter 15. The Chrissy Conundrum. Jack froze. Furley saw the tuxedo. Sparkly. Janet laughed nervously, smoothing her robe. It's just the light, Chrissy. New Santa Monica sunshine. Well, whatever it is, I like it, Chrissy said, taking a huge gulp of juice. By the way, Jack, you left your tuxedo jacket on the balcony. It looks like a wet penguin. And Mr. Furley was down there looking at it 5 minutes ago. Jack and Janet sprang apart as if they'd been caught at a crime scene. Morning, roommates, Chrissy chirped, heading straight for the orange juice. Ooh, Jack, you're making eggs. And Janet, you look all sparkly. Did we win something at the gala besides that plate of quiches I finished? As if on cue, the door to the second bedroom burst open. Chrissy skipped into the room, her blonde hair a chaotic tangle of bedhead, humming the Yum Yum song at a volume that was definitely too loud for 8 a.m. Janet reached out, her hand resting on his forearm. I didn't wake up with regret. I woke up wondering how we're going to survive breakfast without Chrissy noticing that something is different. No, Jack said firmly, setting the pan down. He turned to face her fully, his gaze earnest. It was the most honest thing I've done in 3 years, Janet. And I've spent the last 12 hours terrified that you'd wake up and regret it. It wasn't just the rain, was it? Or the adrenaline? Yeah. Jack held his breath. Morning, Jack replied, his voice cracking slightly. I made eggs. Scrambled. Because, you know, my brain feels like scrambled eggs today. Jack stood by the stove, mechanically whisking eggs. His heart was performing a drum solo against his ribs every time he heard the floorboards creak in the hallway. When Janet finally walked into the kitchen, wearing her favorite oversized flannel robe and looking slightly sleep-deprived but luminous, Jack nearly dropped the whisk into the sink. Janet walked closer, stopping just a few inches from him. The smell of her hair, still vaguely reminiscent of rain and sea spray, filled his senses. Jack. About last night. In the car. Morning, Janet said, her voice a soft rasp. She didn't look at the coffee pot. She looked directly at him. The morning after was bright, unforgivingly so. The rain had washed the sky clean, but it couldn't wash away the electric tension that vibrated through the kitchen of apartment 304. Chapter 14. Sunlight and Scrambled Eggs. Let him evict us. Jack laughed softly. As long as we're evicted together, we're going to have a lot to explain to Mr. Furley tomorrow, Janet whispered against his lips. In that moment, the lie didn't matter. The landlord didn't matter. The world outside the car didn't exist. There was only the two of them, finally finding the truth in the middle of a beautiful, chaotic mess. She leaned forward and kissed him a soft, tentative kiss that tasted of salt and rain and years of unspoken promises. Janet didn't pull away. She leaned into his touch, her breath hitching. You've been that guy for a long time, Jack. You just thought you had to hide him. I see the way you care for every plant in that shop. I see the way you keep us all together when things fall apart. And I see someone I don't want to live without. Not just because of the rent, Janet. I'm tired of the disguises, Janet. I'm tired of being the masked chef, or the Jacqueline, or the gay roommate. I just want to be the guy who loves you. He reached out, his hand trembling slightly as he tucked a strand of dark hair behind her ear. Janet turned in her seat, her face inches from his. The light from the street lamp caught the moisture in her eyes. Everything? Because I couldn't stand the thought of you being with him, Jack whispered. I couldn't stand the thought of you being with anyone who doesn't see how incredible you are. Gregory saw a trophy. I see. Everything. Jack gripped the steering wheel. He knew this was the moment. The rain, the silence, the adrenaline of the gala, it was all pushing him toward the edge. Why did you really come to the gala? And don't say it was to rescue me from Gregory's shoes. Yeah, Jack? Janet said, her voice soft against the sound of the rain. They parked in their usual spot, but nobody moved to get out. Chrissy had fallen asleep in the back seat, leaving Jack and Janet alone in the front. The drive back to Adobe Lane was quiet. A sudden coastal rain began to fall, drumming against the roof of Jack's old car. Chapter 13. The Truth in the Rain. You missed the fireworks, Chrissy, Jack smiled, his heart feeling lighter than it had in weeks. As they walked toward the exit, Chrissy caught up with them, her mouth still full of quiche. Did I miss the moonflowers? She grabbed Jack's hand. Let's go home, Jack. At least hear real. Janet suddenly shouted, surprising both men. She turned to Gregory, her eyes flashing. You've spent the whole night trying to impress people with money you don't even have yet, Gregory. And you did make me hold your glass. 3 times. The soil pH in your shoes is about to change, Janet said firmly. She took the champagne glass from her hand and poured it slowly and deliberately over Gregory's expensive shoes. Gregory laughed, a cold, sharp sound. A daisy? How quaint. Janet is a sophisticated woman. She deserves a life of luxury and Latin names, not a roommate who plays dress-up to pay the rent. I'm rescuing you, Janet, Jack said, dropping the tray and the accent. He's treating you like a servant. He hasn't stopped talking about himself for 3 hours. And he doesn't even know that your favorite flower isn't an orchid, it's a simple daisy. Janet stepped between them, her face flushed. Jack, what are you doing? Tripper? Is that you? Gregory sneered, his tan deepening into a shade of angry crimson. What are you doing here? Hiding in the bushes again? Janet's eyes snapped to Jack's. Her mouth fell open. Jack? The confrontation at the fountain didn't go exactly as Jack had planned. Gregory, realizing he was being mocked by a waiter who looked suspiciously like Janet's roommate, finally snapped. Non, madame, Jack winked. I am Jacques, from the kitchen, and I think your date has a very small brain for ferns. Gregory barely looked at him. Not now, my man. I'm explaining the migratory patterns of the North American swallow. Chapter 12. A dish best served cold. Jack intercepted a waiter, grabbed a tray of hors d'oeuvres, and made his way toward the fountain. He pulled his lapels tight and put on his best masked chef stare minus the mustache this time. But these are special canapés, Jack persisted, slipping into a vaguely French accent. They are made with they, secret sauce of justice. Canapés, monsieur? Jack asked, thrusting the tray under Gregory's nose. Jack, wait, Chrissy called out, but she was quickly distracted by a man offering her a plate of tiny quiches. But then, Gregory did something that made Jack's blood boil. He handed Janet his empty glass and gestured toward the waiter, as if she were an assistant rather than his date. The gala was a sea of silk, champagne, and people who looked like they had never tripped over a rug in their lives. Jack and Chrissy spent the first 20 minutes hiding behind a large potted palm, scanning the crowd for Gregory's tan and Janet's emerald dress. He's boring her to death, Jack whispered triumphantly. Look at her. She's contemplating the structural integrity of the fountain just to avoid listening to him talk about soil pH. That's it, Jack said, stepping out from behind the palm. Nobody makes my Janet hold their trash. There they are, Jack hissed, pointing to a fountain where Gregory was holding court with a group of wealthy donors. Janet stood beside him, her smile polite, but her eyes looking slightly glazed over. I think you're just jealous, Chrissy giggled, but I'll go with you. I have to, Chrissy. I have a feeling about this Gregory guy. He's too perfect. Nobody who knows that much about ferns is entirely trustworthy. Jack, you're not really going to go, are you? Chrissy asked, watching him struggle into a tuxedo jacket that Larry had borrowed from a funeral home. The night of the Botanical Gardens gala arrived with a humidity that made Jack's hair frizz and his anxiety spike. He couldn't just sit in the apartment and wait for Janet to return with Gregory, likely smelling like expensive orchids and disappointment. Chapter 11. The Gala Crashers. Larry, Jack said, looking at his empty glass, I think I need another beer, and maybe a Latin dictionary. He was the roommate, the best friend, the guy who made the pies. He realized then that the secret wasn't just his protection, it was his prison. As long as the world believed he was who he claimed to be, he could never be the man who took Janet to the Botanical Gardens. Jack watched Janet walk out of the bar, her hand tucked into Gregory's arm. As they walked away, Sheila turned to Jack. That'll be $20, honey, and tell your friend he needs a better wig. Well, we'll leave you to your rehearsals, Janet said, her voice sharp. But Janet didn't look amused. She looked hurt. Or was it angry? Gregory looked amused. How fascinating. A creative partnership. It's a very demanding role, Sheila said, her voice a sultry rasp. I have to eat a lot of Jack's creations. Oh, Janet, Jack said, trying to look surprised and failing. Meet Sheila. She's an actress. She's currently starring in The Chef and the Showgirl. Jack? Janet asked, her eyes wide as she approached the table. Janet and Gregory arrived just as Sheila was leaning into Jack, whispering something that was probably a grocery list but looked like a confession of love. The plan, like most of Larry's plans, was a disaster in the making. Trust me, Janet is coming here tonight with Mr. Fernface. You want her to see you being ignored, or you want her to see you being worshipped? I don't know, Larry. No. You gotta make her jealous. Look over there. Larry pointed to a woman sitting alone at a corner table. She was wearing a dress that was mostly sequins and a look that suggested she had seen everything and was unimpressed. That's Sheila, Larry whispered. She's a professional actress. A week of Gregory had turned Jack into a nervous wreck. He had tried to be more masculine around the apartment, fixing a leaky faucet, which resulted in a flood, and attempting to lift heavy crates of groceries, which resulted in a pulled muscle. But it only made Tim look ridiculous. I am a chef, Larry. I am literally the man of cheese. It's not working. You're overcompensating, Jack, Larry Dallas said, leaning against the bar at the Regal Beagle. You want to win her back? You gotta show her you're the alpha, the big cheese. Chapter 10. The Regal Beagle Blues. Everything is ruined, Chrissy, Jack whispered. He knows the Latin names. I don't stand a chance against Latin. As the door closed, Jack sank into his chair. The apartment felt suddenly, oppressively quiet. The one you make when you burn the chocolate. The everything is ruined face. Jack chopped a cucumber with unnecessary violence. Latin names? Big deal. I know the French names for every sauce. You don't see me bragging about my beurre blanc. Jack? Chrissy said, sitting beside him. You're making that face again. What face? We will, Gregory said, placing a possessive hand on the small of her back. I have a table reserved near the orchids. Have fun, Janet, Jack said, his voice sounding hollow even to himself. Janet emerged from her room, looking breathtaking in a floor-length emerald dress. Jack's breath hitched. She looked like she belonged in a different world, a world of galas and architects, far away from Adobe Lane and the Yum Yum song. And I've heard about your plants, Jack replied, his smile tight. Very green, very vertical. You must be the roommate, Gregory said, offering a hand that felt suspiciously like it had never scrubbed a grease trap. I've heard so much about your culinary interests. When Gregory finally showed up at the apartment to pick her up, he was exactly what Jack feared. Tall, tan, and wearing a tuxedo that actually fit. Jack's world narrowed. He pictured Janet, his Janet, walking through a moonlit garden with a man who probably used words like serendipity and foliage without irony. I think he's going to ask her out for a real date, Chrissy continued, oblivious to the storm brewing in Jack's chest. A gala at the Botanical Gardens. He's so sophisticated, Jack, Chrissy said, leaning over the counter as Jack prepped a salad. He knows the Latin names of every fern, and he drives a car that doesn't make that clicking sound yours does. His name was Gregory. He was a landscape architect who had wandered into Janet's flower shop and, according to Chrissy, swept her off her sensible feet. The Reverend had finally departed, leaving the apartment in a state of collective exhaustion. But for Jack, there was no rest. A new threat had appeared, and this one didn't wear a clerical collar. Jack smiled through his teeth, his heart hammering against his ribs. He felt like a tightrope walker over a pit of fire. One slip, one masculine grunt at a sports game on TV, and the Reverend would drag Chrissy back to the parsonage, leaving a hole in their lives that no amount of rent money could fill. Chapter 9. The Rival in the Garden. I'm just glad Chrissy has such a safe companion, the Reverend continued, his eyes drilling into Jack. In a world full of predatory men, you are a breath of fresh air, Tripper. A slightly perfumed breath of fresh air. Janet kicked him under the table. Janet? Jack laughed nervously, nearly choking on his peas. Oh, no, she's just the muscle. She carries the heavy pots. I find her so robust. Tell me, Jack, the Reverend said during dinner on the second night. I notice you and Janet spend a great deal of time in the kitchen together. Is she assisting you in your delicate tasks? But the Reverend was suspicious. He had a way of sniffing the air, as if he could detect the scent of heterosexuality. The charade had to be perfect. For the next 3 days, Jack was the most refined man in California. He discussed opera he'd never seen, flowers he couldn't name, and spent an inordinate amount of time talking about his collection of vintage fans. Oh, absolutely, Jack said, his voice rising an octave. I've been interior decorating. We're thinking of mauve for the hallway. It's so calming. Tripper, the Reverend said, peering over his spectacles. I trust you are still maintaining the decorum we discussed? Chrissy's father was a man who believed that morality was a razor-thin line, and any step to the left or right resulted in immediate perdition. He had arrived unannounced, his suitcase heavy with religious tracts, and a very firm conviction that his daughter was living in a sanctuary of virtue. Reverend Snow, Jack had gasped when he opened the door, nearly dropping the frying pan he was cleaning. What a spiritual surprise. If a broken oven was a tragedy, the arrival of Reverend Snow was a full-scale apocalypse. Chapter 8. The Reverend's Stern Gaze. She walked back inside, leaving Jack alone with the stars and the sound of the waves. He knew that one day the truth would have to come out, but for tonight the secret was enough to keep them together. Janet smiled, a soft, knowing expression that made Jack's heart ache. He wasn't looking at the ocean. I'm not unhappy, Jack said, his voice barely a whisper. I'm just lucky. I have the best view in Santa Monica. But the secret was their safety. If he told her, the glass sculpture would finally shatter, the landlord would find out the truth, the arrangement would end, and he might lose her forever. Jack looked at her, really looked at her. In the quiet of the night, without the puns and the slapstick, he felt the weight of everything he couldn't say. He loved this life. He loved the chaos. But more than that, he realized he loved the woman standing next to him. Are you unhappy, Jack? She turned to him, her eyes searching his in the moonlight. We did, Jack said. He wasn't Hans anymore. He was just Jack. But it's getting harder, Janet. The lies are piling up like dirty dishes. We did it again, Janet whispered, leaning against the railing. Chrissy had already gone to bed, exhausted from the stress of watching Jack nearly lose his mustache on live television. But Jack and Janet remained on the balcony, the cool Pacific breeze ruffling their hair. That night, the new oven sat in the kitchen, gleaming and smelling of factory-fresh metal. Chapter 7. The Midnight Balcony. He sprinted out of the community center, prize check in hand, leaving a very confused Ralph Furley holding a wilted piece of romaine. Jack backed away, still clutching the lettuce. I must go. They cows. They need me. In they Alps. It's magnificent, Furley cried, wiping his mouth with a lime-green handkerchief. Hans, you've won. Come here and give your landlord, your judge a hug. Against all odds, the dish was a triumph. The secret sauce, a delicate reduction of white wine, shallots, and a pinch of fear, was the best thing Furley had ever tasted. As the clock ticked down, disaster struck. The mustache, loosened by the steam of the simmering sauce, began to peel at the corners. Jack felt it flapping like a tiny wing. He tried to blow it back into place, but only succeeded in making a whistling sound that confused the audience. In a moment of pure panic, Jack grabbed a head of lettuce and held it in front of his face while he flipped a crepe. It is the Swiss custom, Jack shouted, to hide the face from the spirits of the burnt butter. Hans, Furley said, leaning forward. Your lip, it appears to be escaping. 9, Jack barked, his voice 3 octaves lower than usual. I am only here for their cooking, no renting, only their gravy. Furley squinted. Hans, eh? You look familiar. Have we met? Did you rent a studio from me in 72? Jack gave a stiff, military bow. Guten Tag. I make the schnitzel, with the secret sauce. The competition day arrived. The local community center was packed. Furley sat on the judges' panel, wearing a suit that could only be described as electric lime. He looked incredibly self-important, occasionally tapping a gavel that no one had given him. And our first contestant, the announcer boomed, Hans from Zurich. Jack, under the alias Hans the Humble, stood behind his station. He wore a mustache that felt like a dying squirrel was taped to his upper lip. Swiss, Jack considered. Neutral, precise. I can do Swiss. What if you're not Jack? Janet said, her mind working through the logic. What if you're the masked chef? You wear a tall toque, some big glasses, and a fake mustache. You speak in a thick accent. Not Romanian, maybe. Swiss. No more dresses, Chrissy, Jack groaned. I still have a rash from that polyester floral print. Apparently, his brother Bart is one of the sponsors. Furley is filling in as a representative of the common palate. Well, like a man who knows his way around a butcher knife and a flambe torch, he might start asking questions about those good vibrations I'm supposedly sending out. We need a disguise, Chrissy suggested. Furley? Janet gasped. Why Furley? But as he read the fine print, his face fell. The final round is televised. Local cable, Channel 12. And the guest judge is... Jack's eyes lit up. $500? That's not just an oven. That's an oven, a stand mixer, and enough copper pans to make me look like a professional. There's the Chef of the West competition, Chrissy said, popping into the kitchen with a newspaper. Look, first prize is a state-of-the-art kitchen suite, or $500 cash. Only if we have a time machine and a contact in a 1950s appliance factory. We need a new one. But new ovens cost money, and our rent fund just went to buying Furley's goodwill and a watch for me. Janet looked up from the flower arrangement she was working on. Can we fix it? It's dead, Janet, Jack said, poking a burner with a wooden spoon. Jack stared at the ancient appliance in their kitchen. It had emitted a final, tragic wheeze before surrendering to the void. For a chef, a broken oven was like a painter losing his brushes, or in Furley's case, a landlord losing his favorite velvet ascot. Morning light in Santa Monica had a way of forgiving the previous night's sins, but it couldn't fix a broken oven. Chapter 6. The secret ingredient is trouble. But mostly, he was home. As the bubbles hissed in their glasses and the Santa Monica night settled into a peaceful quiet, Jack Tripper realized he was exactly where he was supposed to be. He was a chef, a roommate, a protector, and occasionally a Jacqueline. To the company we keep, Jack said. To what? Janet asked. Come on, Jack said, tossing the wig onto the sofa. The kitchen is still a mess, and I think I still have some champagne from that Romanian dinner. Let's have a toast. Jack looked at them, the sensible florist and the dreamer secretary. He realized then that the lie he told Furley wasn't the most important part of their lives. The truth was in the way they protected each other, the way they laughed at the disasters, and the way they always found their way back to the same dinner table. He's right, though, Janet said, leaning against the counter. You'd do anything for us, wouldn't you? Even if it means making a fool of yourself in front of the FBI. And besides, Chrissy added, who else would make us Bavarian cream pie at 3 a.m? It's our kind of crazy, Janet said. I'd do anything to keep this, Jack said softly, gesturing to the room. To keep us. It's not a normal life. I know, a guy living with 2 girls, pretending to be someone he's not just to pay the rent. It's crazy. Don't start, Jack grumbled, though a small smile played on his lips. Jack stood in the center of the room, slowly unzipping the floral dress. Janet and Chrissy watched him, a mixture of amusement and genuine affection in their eyes. You know, Jack, Chrissy said, stepping forward to help him with the zipper. You actually have very nice legs. The agents left, and the apartment fell silent. Walter Nessel had fled, convinced that Santa Monica was a den of federal agents and cross-dressing chefs. Chapter 5. The Heart of the Matter. Jack looked down at his dress, then back at the FBI. And, what did you decide? Mr. Tripper, Agent Roth said, sighing as he looked at the man in the floral dress. We don't care about your discharge date. No, Banning said. Benjamin Bippo Miller is applying for a high-level security clearance with the government. He gave you as a character reference. We just needed to know if he was a man of good moral standing. Roth looked at Jack's heels. We decided that anyone who can stay friends with you is probably a very patient man. Good day, Mr. Tripper. Jack froze. You don't? In the confusion, Jack's wig was knocked off by a rogue elbow. I knew it, Walter shouted, putting his hands up. The taxes. I'll pay the back taxes. Just don't shoot the girl. Walter, seeing a beautiful blonde, Jack, and a room full of FBI agents, assumed he had walked into a high-stakes sting operation. The charade lasted for 20 agonizing minutes. Jack flitted about the room, offering the agents tea and trying not to let his wig fall into the sugar bowl. But when Janet's actual date for the evening, a New York executive named Walter Nessel, arrived, the chaos reached critical mass. It runs in the family. Jack, as Jacqueline chirped. Our mother was a lumberjack. Jacqueline, Roth said, looking at the sister's 5 o'clock shadow. You have a very sturdy jawline. Hello, boys, the woman said in a high, breathy voice. I'm Jacqueline, Jack's sister, from the South. From the kitchen, a woman emerged. She was wearing a floral dress that was slightly too tight across the shoulders, a blonde wig that sat precariously on her head, and heels that made her walk like a baby giraffe on ice. We saw a man matching his description entering the building 10 minutes ago, Banning said, stepping into the living room. He's away, Janet said, on a long-term catering contract in Greenland. Where is Mr. Tripper? Roth asked, his eyes narrowing. When the FBI returned that evening, they found Janet and Chrissy alone. I have to hide, Jack said, his eyes wide. They're coming back. If they catch me, I'm dead. They'll court-martial me. They'll take away my whisk. He was in my squad in the Navy, Jack said, pacing the room so fast he nearly tripped over the coffee table. We played poker. A lot of poker. And Bippo ended up owing me $100. He worked in the personnel office, and he offered to settle the debt by moving my discharge date up a week. I got out early. Janet, I'm a wall. I'm a deserter. The panic was infectious. Jack saw his future. A gray cell in Leavenworth, making big rocks into little ones. He saw himself on the run, a man without a country, wearing a disguise for the rest of his life. Just as the trio settled into a comfortable rhythm of domestic bliss and mild deception, a new shadow fell over Adobe Lane. Who is Bippo? Chrissy asked. Ben Miller, Jack shouted when he heard the name. Bippo Miller. When the agents left, the apartment turned into a war room. We just need to ask him some questions regarding his association with a Mr. Benjamin Miller, Banning said. Chapter 4. The Shadow of the Law. Is he in trouble? Janet asked, her voice trembling. Janet and Chrissy froze. In their minds, Jack was guilty of many things, bad puns, leaving his socks in the sink, and lying about his dating life, but federal crimes seemed a bit out of his league. FBI, the taller one said. Special Agent Roth, this is Agent Banning. We're looking for a Jack Tripper. 2 men in identical gray suits and identical grim expressions arrived at the door. They didn't have Furley's flair or Larry's sleaze. They had badges. Jack looked at them, the 2 women who made his life a constant, beautiful chaos. I don't deserve you guys. We know, they said in unison. So you can be on time for your next cooking seminar, Chrissy giggled. Inside was a simple, elegant watch. Actually, Janet said, smiling as she pulled a small box from her pocket, we did get you something. For being the best roommate and the worst liar in Santa Monica, I sold my soul for a neighbor's card, Jack wailed, burying his face in his hands. But then the truth came out. The anniversary card? It wasn't for him. It was for the Purcells, their neighbors, who who was celebrating 3 years of marriage. For the next hour, Jack was in heaven and hell. It was everything he'd ever dreamed of, built on a foundation of complete humiliation. Jack blinked. Larry had lied to cover for him, but the lie was almost worse than the truth. "Oh, poor baby," Chrissy said, standing up and wrapping her arms around him in a way that made his heart skip several beats. "We're going to make you feel loved, Jack. We're going to smother you with affection." "He told us you were having a confidence crisis," Chrissy said, hugging a pillow. "That you hadn't had a date in 2 weeks, and you felt unlovable. So you went out with that older woman to feel desired again." "He did?" Jack felt the blood drain from his face. "Jack," Janet said, her voice soft. "We know," Larry told us. When he finally got home, he found the girls waiting for him. They weren't angry. They were sympathetic. He spent the rest of the dinner navigating the restaurant like a ninja, moving between the shadows and the dessert carts. He managed to escape, but the guilt was eating him alive. He was a call boy. He was a man for hire. "I'm Jack?" Lana asked, looking at the empty chair. "Did you drop a contact lens?" Jack dived under the table. Midway through the second course, a pressed duck that looked far too much like it was still judging him, he saw them. Janet and Chrissy, sitting 3 tables away, treating themselves to a girls' night out because they thought Jack was at a cooking seminar. He spent the night dodging her advances and praying nobody he knew walked in. "But the universe has a cruel sense of humor. I like replacement parts," she whispered, leaning in. "It's strictly professional, Lana," Jack said, his collar feeling 3 sizes too small. "I'm just a sub, a replacement part." "Jack," Lana purred, her fingers tracing the rim of her glass. "I didn't know you were with the agency. If I'd known I could just rent you, I would have saved myself a lot of flirting." The first night was a disaster of nerves. Jack met Lana at a high-end French restaurant, the kind where the menus don't have prices, and the waiters look at you like you're something they found on the bottom of their shoe. They won't. Just wear a suit, look handsome, which is the hard part for you, and be charming. It's Lana. She's already crazy about you. I can't be a paid companion, Larry. What if the girls find out? Yeah, but I can't do it. I have to fly to San Francisco for a car thing. Sub for me, Jack. It pays $100 a night. That's your anniversary gift money right there. Escort, Jack. Not, escort. Sophisticated companionship. A lady comes to town. She doesn't want to go to a party alone. She calls the agency. I have a client tonight and tomorrow. Lana Shields. Jack froze. "Lana?" "Jack, my boy," Larry said, leaning against the bar at the Regal Beagle. "You're in luck. I have a side hustle, a professional escort service." Jack nearly choked on his beer. "A what?" Enter Larry Dallas. Larry was a man who lived in the gray areas of life. A used car salesman by trade, a hedonist by choice, and Jack's best friend by some quirk of fate. He needed money. Fast. His heart sank. Kruger's was where people went to buy diamonds. It was where movie stars bought engagement rings. If the girls were buying him something that expensive, he couldn't just give them a bouquet of carnations and a firm handshake. To the cutest and the craziest, happy 3rd anniversary. Love, Janet and Chrissy. While cleaning, Jack found a card tucked under Chrissy's bed. He knew he shouldn't look, but the Krugers of Beverly Hills logo on the envelope was too much to resist. It was the anniversary of the day Jack had moved in. To Jack, it was a reminder of how much he owed them, not just in rent, but in sanity. The peace lasted exactly 48 hours. Chapter 3. The Price of Love. "I have to hide," Jack said, his eyes wide. "They're coming back. If they catch me, I'm dead. They'll court-martial me. They'll take away my whisk." The panic was infectious. Jack saw his future, a gray cell in Leavenworth, making big rocks into little ones. He saw himself on the run, a man without a country, wearing a disguise for the rest of his life. "He was in my squad in the Navy," Jack said, pacing the room so fast he nearly tripped over the coffee table. "He worked in the personnel office, and he offered to settle the debt by moving my discharge date up a week." I got out early. Janet, I'm AWOL. I'm a deserter. Who is Bippo? Chrissy asked. Ben Miller, Jack shouted when he heard the name. Bippo. Bippo Miller. When the agents left, the apartment turned into a war room. We just need to ask him some questions regarding his association with a Mr. Benjamin Miller, Banning said. Is he in trouble? Janet asked, her voice trembling. Janet and Chrissy froze. In their minds, Jack was guilty of many things, bad puns, leaving his socks in the sink, and lying about his dating life, but federal crime seemed a bit out of his league. So you can be on time for your next cooking seminar, Chrissy giggled. FBI, the taller one said. Special Agent Roth, this is Agent Banning. We're looking for a Jack Tripper. 2 men in identical grey suits and identical grim expressions arrived at the door. They didn't have Furley's flair or Larry's sleaze. They had badges. Just as the trio settled into a comfortable rhythm of domestic bliss and mild deception, a new shadow fell over Adobe Lane. Chapter 4. The Shadow of the Law. We know, they said in unison. Jack looked at them, the 2 women who made his life a constant, beautiful chaos. I don't deserve you guys. Actually, Janet said, smiling as she pulled a small box from her pocket, we did get you something. For being the best roommate and the worst liar in Santa Monica, inside was a simple, elegant watch. I sold my soul for a neighbor's card, Jack wailed, burying his face in his hands. But then, the truth came out. The anniversary card? It wasn't for him. It was for the Purcells, their neighbors who were celebrating 3 years of marriage. For the next hour, Jack was in heaven and hell. The girls pampered him, rubbed his shoulders, and told him how handsome he was. It was everything he'd ever dreamed of, built on a foundation of complete humiliation. Oh, poor baby, Chrissy said, standing up and wrapping her arms around him in a way that made his heart skip several beats. We're going to make you feel loved, Jack. We're going to smother you with affection. Jack blinked. Larry had lied to cover for him, but the lie was almost worse than the truth. He told us you were having a confidence crisis, Chrissy said, hugging a pillow. So you went out with that older woman to feel desired again. He did? Jack, Janet said, her voice soft. We know, Larry told us. When he finally got home, he found the girls waiting for him. They weren't angry. They were sympathetic. He spent the rest of the dinner navigating the restaurant like a ninja, moving between the shadows and the dessert carts. He managed to escape, but the guilt was eating him alive. He was a call boy. He was a man for hire. I'm looking for my fork, Jack's voice muffled from beneath the white linen. It's a very special fork, Romanian. Jack? Lana asked, looking at the empty chair. Did you drop a contact lens? Jack dived under the table. Midway through the second course, a pressed duck that looked far too much like it was still judging him, he saw them. Janet and Chrissy, sitting 3 tables away, treating themselves to a girls' night out because they thought Jack was at a cooking seminar. He spent the night dodging her advances and praying nobody he knew walked in. But the universe has a cruel sense of humor. It's strictly professional, Lana, Jack said, his collar feeling 3 sizes too small. I'm just a sub, a replacement part. I like replacement parts, she whispered, leaning in. They're usually newer. Vroom, vroom, Jack, Jack, Lana purred, her fingers tracing the rim of her glass. I didn't know you were with the agency. If I'd known I could just rent you, I would have saved myself a lot of flirting. The first night was a disaster of nerves. Jack met Lana at a high-end French restaurant, the kind where the menus don't have prices and the waiters look at you like you're something they found on the bottom of their shoe. They won't. Just wear a suit, look handsome, which is the hard part for you, and be charming. It's Lana. She's already crazy about you. I can't be a paid companion, Larry. What if the girls find out? Yeah, but I can't do it. I have to fly to San Francisco for a car thing. Sub for me, Jack. It pays $100 a night. That's your anniversary gift money right there. Escort, Jack. Not, escort. Sophisticated companionship. A lady comes to town. She doesn't want to go to a party alone. She calls the agency. I have a client tonight and tomorrow. Lana Shields. Jack Frozy. Lana? Jack nearly choked on his beer. A what? Jack, my boy, Larry said, leaning against the bar at the Regal Beagle. You're in luck. I have a side hustle, a professional escort service. Enter Larry Dallas. Larry was a man who lived in the gray areas of life, a used car salesman by trade, a hedonist by choice, and Jack's best friend by some quirk of fate. He needed money. Fast. His heart sank. Kruger's was where people went to buy diamonds. If the girls were buying him something that expensive, he couldn't just give them a bouquet of carnations and a firm handshake. To the cutest and the craziest, happy 3rd anniversary. Love, Janet, and Chrissy. While cleaning, Jack found a card tucked under Chrissy's bed. He knew he shouldn't look, but the Krugers of Beverly Hills logo on the envelope was too much to resist. It was the anniversary of the day Jack had moved in. To Janet and Chrissy, it was a milestone of their unconventional family. To Jack, it was a reminder of how much he owed them, not just in rent, but in sanity. The peace lasted exactly 48 hours. For now, Jack replied, looking at the empty wine bottles. But I think I'm going to have nightmares about that yum-yum song for the rest of my life. Chapter 3. The Price of Love. We're safe, she whispered. You're good kids, Furley slurred, leaning against the doorframe as he prepared to head downstairs. A little weird, a little foreign, but good kids. And Lana, she loves me. I can tell. She called me a worm, which in Romania, I assume, is a term of endearment. The night descended into a fever dream of cultural inaccuracies. Furley, emboldened by 3 glasses of Romanian wine, which was actually just cheap Chianti with a splash of root beer, began to believe he was truly the Casanova of Santa Monica. Lana, trapped by her own politeness and a very strong desire to see what Jack was doing with the dessert, endured the ordeal. As the door closed, Jack sank onto the sofa, covered in flour and sweat. Janet sat beside him, kicking off her shoes. By midnight, the miracle happened. Furley, convinced that the trio were his best friends and cultural ambassadors, rescinded the eviction notice. Yum 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 hey, they chanted. A frantic, rhythmic dance that involved a lot of knee-slapping. In Romania, we love to dance. It's the country of romance. Grab your partner and take a spin, then sit right down and have your din. Chrissy and Janet burst into the room, clapping their hands. In Romania, Jack shouted, appearing from the kitchen with a platter. It is tradition for the chef to sit at the table and for the waitresses to sing. Lana, my dear, Furley purred, leaning in so far he nearly dipped his ascot in the wine. I've been waiting for a night like this, to feel your good vibrations. Lana's expression was one of frozen horror. She looked at Jack, pleading. Jack ushered her to the table, where Furley sat, wearing a ruffled shirt that made him look like an aggressive carnation. Lana arrived, looking like a dream in midnight blue. Jack, darling. The evening was a masterpiece of desperation. The apartment was transformed. Scented candles struggled to mask the smell of Jack's frantic cooking. Janet and Chrissy were dressed as Romanian waitresses, which mostly involved wearing too many petticoats and attempting accents that sounded vaguely like they were having strokes. We throw a dinner party, Jack explained, his hands gesturing wildly. A quiet, intimate, candlelit dinner for 2. But when she gets here, we pivot. We set her up with Furley. Not if she thinks it's a chouette à la mode evening, Jack said. It's a French-Romanian gourmet experience. Very exclusive, very romantic. Furley gets the girl, we get to keep our apartment. She'll kill us, Chrissy said. Lana was their neighbor, a woman who wore silk wraps like armor and possessed a feline grace that made Jack's knees weak and Furley's heart stop. She was sophisticated, older, and had absolutely no interest in a man who wore apricot leisure suits. I have a plan, Jack said, though his eyes betrayed his terror. Furley is a bachelor, a man about town, or so he thinks, and he's obsessed with Lana Shields. He's going to throw us out. Janet paced the kitchen, her heels clicking a frantic rhythm. Tomorrow is the 1st of the month. We're going to be on the street, Jack. Living in a van, or worse, living with your mother. The threat of eviction hung over the apartment like a guillotine. Furley was a man of principles, and his primary principle was that one should not sell a man's bed while he is still planning to sleep in it. Chapter 2. The Romanian Ruse. Mr. Furley, Jack squeaked, his voice cracking. There's been a small Romanian misunderstanding. My furniture! Furley shrieked, his voice jumping an octave. My priceless treasures. I had my brother move my things into the garage until my apartment downstairs was finished. A velvet armchair, a matching set of luau lulu lamps, a bed that had been in the Furley family for generations. You, Furley said, pointing a trembling finger at Jack, you look like a man with a guilty conscience, or a very bad haircut. The silence that followed was heavy enough to sink a ship. Jack looked at the wad of cash in his hand. The junk hadn't belonged to the Ropers. He had just sold the new landlord's entire life to a man in a truck with the word junk painted on the side. Where is what? Chrissy asked innocently. Furley's eyes scanned the room, landing on a small, empty space near the window. Where is it? Jack stepped forward, his stomach doing a slow somersault. Mr. Furley, welcome. We were just discussing the building's aesthetics. The name is Furley, the man said, his voice a vibrating baritone. Ralph Furley. I'm the new manager. My brother Bart bought the building, but I'm the one running the tight ship. Landlord, resident, and guardian of the peace. When Janet opened the door, a man stood there who looked like he had been dressed by a color-blind disco dancer. His leisure suit was a shade of apricot that shouldn't exist in nature, and his ascot was tied with the precision of a man who took his leisure very seriously. Can I help you? Janet asked, blinking against the glare of the apricot polyester. The celebration was short-lived. A heavy, rhythmic thudding began at the front door. It wasn't the polite knock of a neighbor. It was the sound of destiny, or perhaps an angry bill collector demanding entry. It's not junk, Jack, Chrissy Snow chimed in, floating into the room like a daydream. She was blonde, ethereal, and possessed a logic that existed on a plane of reality 3 steps to the left of everyone else. It was, or at least, very old. He produced a wad of cash from his pocket, waving it like a trophy. This, ladies, is the rent. We are safe. We are secure. We are wealthy enough for a pizza. It was a pile of moth-eaten velvet and lamps that looked like they belonged in a haunted bordello, Jack countered, and a junk dealer just hauled half of it away. Look, I did, Jack said, leaning against the kitchen counter, trying and failing to look suave. We needed the rent money, Janet. The Ropers left that junk in the garage when they moved out. They said we could do whatever we wanted with it. Janet Wood stood in the center of the living room, her hands on her hips, her dark hair bobbed perfectly in a style that screamed sensible yet chic. She was the anchor of the trio, the florist who knew how to make things grow even when the soil was rocky. Jack, you didn't. Chapter 1. The Garage Sale of Souls. Their arrangement was a fragile glass sculpture held together by a singular, elaborate lie. That Jack, the bumbling, blue-eyed chef in training, was as uninterested in the feminine charms of his roommates as he was in a burnt soufflé. To the world, and specifically to the landlord, he was a man of different persuasions. In reality, Jack was a man starving in a banquet hall, surrounded by the 2 most beautiful women he've ever known, bound by a vow of platonic secrecy that kept a roof over their heads. But tonight, the glass was about to crack. For Jack Tripper, this was the hour of possibility. It was the time when the day's failures in the kitchen of the cooking school faded, replaced by the chaotic, comforting domesticity of the home he shared with 2 women who were simultaneously the loves of his life and the banes of his existence. The sun was a bruised orange, sinking slowly into the Pacific and casting long, amber shadows across the salt-dusted balconies of Santa Monica. At the apartment complex on 2018 Adobe Lane, the air smelled of sea spray and cheap cologne. Prologue. The Golden Hour. A novel of misunderstandings and midnights in Santa Monica. The company we keep. You must be the roommate, Gregory said, offering a hand that felt suspiciously like it had never scrubbed a grease trap. As the door closed, Jack sank into his chair. The apartment felt suddenly, oppressively quiet. "We will," Gregory said, placing a possessive hand on the small of her back. "Have fun, Janet," Jack said, his voice sounding hollow even to himself. Janet emerged from her room, looking breathtaking in a floor-length emerald dress. Jack's breath hitched. She looked like she belonged in a different world, a world of galas and architects, far away from Adobe Lane and the Yum Yum song. "And I've heard about your plants," Jack replied, his smile tight, very green, very vertical. When Gregory finally showed up at the apartment to pick her up, he was exactly what Jack feared: tall, tan, and wearing a tuxedo that actually fit. Jack's world narrowed. He pictured his Janet walking through a moonlit garden with a man who probably used words like serendipity and foliage without irony. "I think he's going to ask her out for a real date," Chrissy continued, oblivious to the storm brewing in Jack's chest. "A gala at the Botanical Gardens." Jack chopped a cucumber with unnecessary violence. "Latin names? Big deal. I know the French names for every sauce. You don't see me bragging about my Beurre Blanc." "He's so sophisticated, Jack," Chrissy said, leaning over the counter as Jack prepped a salad. "He knows the Latin names of every fern, and he drives a car that doesn't make that clicking sound yours does." His name was Gregory. He was a landscape architect who had wandered into Janet's flower shop and, according to Chrissy, swept her off her sensible feet. The Reverend had finally departed, leaving the apartment in a state of collective exhaustion. But for Jack, there was no rest. A new threat had appeared, and this one didn't wear a clerical collar. Jack smiled through his teeth, his heart hammering against his ribs. He felt like a tightrope walker over a pit of fire. One slip, one masculine grunt at a sports game on TV, and the Reverend would drag Chrissy back to the parsonage, leaving a hole in their lives that no amount of rent money could fill. Chapter 9. The Rival in the Garden. "I'm just glad Chrissy has such a safe companion," the Reverend continued, his eyes drilling into Jack. "In a world full of predatory men, you are a breath of fresh air, Tripper, a slightly perfumed breath of fresh air." "Janet?" Jack laughed nervously, nearly choking on his peas. "Oh, no, she's just the muscle. She carries the heavy pots. I find her so robust." Janet kicked him under the table. "Tell me, Jack," the Reverend said during dinner on the second night. "I notice you and Janet spend a great deal of time in the kitchen together. Is she assisting you in your delicate tasks?" But the Reverend was suspicious. He had a way of sniffing the air as if he could detect the scent of heterosexuality. The charade had to be perfect. For the next 3 days, Jack was the most refined man in California. He discussed opera he'd never seen, flowers he couldn't name, and spent an inordinate amount of time talking about his collection of vintage fans. "Oh, absolutely," Jack said, his voice rising an octave. "Tripper," the Reverend said, peering over his spectacles, "I trust you are still maintaining the decorum we discussed?" Chrissy's father was a man who believed that morality was a razor-thin line, and any step to the left or right resulted in immediate perdition. He had arrived unannounced, his suitcase heavy with religious tracts and a very firm conviction that his daughter was living in a sanctuary of virtue. "Reverend Snow," Jack had gasped when he opened the door, nearly dropping the frying pan he was cleaning. What a spiritual surprise. If a broken oven was a tragedy, the arrival of Reverend Snow was a full-scale apocalypse. Chapter 8. The Reverend's Stern Gaze. She walked back inside, leaving Jack alone with the stars and the sound of the waves. He knew that one day the truth would have to come out. But for tonight, the secret was enough to keep them together. Janet smiled, a soft, knowing expression that made Jack's heart ache. He wasn't looking at the ocean. Jack looked at her, really looked at her. In the quiet of the night, without the puns and the slapstick, he felt the weight of everything he couldn't say. He loved this life. He loved the chaos. But more than that, He realized he loved the woman standing next to him, not as a roommate, not as a friend, but the secret was their safety. If he told her, the glass sculpture would finally shatter. The landlord would find out the truth. The arrangement would end, and he might lose her forever. "I'm not unhappy," Jack said, his voice barely a whisper. "I'm just lucky. I have the best view in Santa Monica. Are you unhappy, Jack?" She turned to him, her eyes searching his in the moonlight. "We did," Jack said. He wasn't Hans anymore. He was just Jack. "But it's getting harder, Janet. The lies are piling up like dirty dishes." "We did it again," Janet whispered, leaning against the railing. Chrissy had already gone to bed, exhausted from the stress of watching Jack nearly lose his mustache on live television. But Jack and Janet remained on the balcony, the cool Pacific breeze ruffling their hair. Jack backed away, still clutching the lettuce. "I must go. They cows, they need me in the Alps." That night, the new oven sat in the kitchen, gleaming and smelling of factory-fresh metal. "It is the Swiss custom," Jack shouted, "to hide the face from the spirits of the burnt butter." Chapter 7. The Midnight Balcony. He sprinted out of the community center, prize check in hand, leaving a very confused Ralph Furley holding a wilted piece of romaine. "It's magnificent!" Furley cried, wiping his mouth with a lime-green handkerchief. "Hans, you've won! Come here and give your landlord, your judge a hug." Against all odds, the dish was a triumph. The secret sauce, a delicate reduction of white wine, shallots, and a pinch of fear, was the best thing Furley had ever tasted. In a moment of pure panic, Jack grabbed a head of lettuce and held it in front of his face while he flipped a crepe. As the clock ticked down, disaster struck. He tried to blow it back into place, but only succeeded in making a whistling sound that confused the audience. "Hans," Furley said, leaning forward, "your lip. It appears to be escaping." "9." Jack barked, his voice 3 octaves lower than usual. "I am only here for the cooking, no renting, only the gravy." Jack gave a stiff, military bow. "Guten Tag, I make the schnitzel, with the secret sauce." Furley squinted. "Hans, eh? You look familiar. Have we met? Did you rent a studio from me in 72? The competition day arrived. The local community center was packed. Furley sat on the judges' panel, wearing a suit that could only be described as electric lime. He looked incredibly self-important, occasionally tapping a gavel that no one had given him. And our first contestant, the announcer, boomed, "Hans from Zurich." Jack, under the alias Hans the Humble, stood behind his station. "What if you're not Jack?" Janet said, her mind working through the logic. "What if you're the masked chef? You wear a tall toque, some big glasses, and a fake mustache. You speak in a thick accent. Not Romanian. Maybe. Swiss?" "Swiss," Jack considered. "Neutral, precise. I can do Swiss." "No more dresses, Chrissy," Jack groaned. "There's the Chef of the West competition," Chrissy said, popping into the kitchen with a newspaper. "Look, first prize is a state-of-the-art kitchen suite, or $500 cash." "We need a disguise," Chrissy suggested. Apparently, his brother Bart is one of the sponsors. Furley is filling in as a representative of the common palate. If he sees me there, looking, well, like a man who knows his way around a butcher knife and a flambe torch, he might start asking questions about those good vibrations I'm supposedly sending out. "Furley?" Janet gasped. "Why Furley?" But as he read the fine print, his face fell. The final round is televised, local cable, Channel 12, and the guest judge is Ralph Furley? Jack's eyes lit up. $500? That's not just an oven. That's an oven, a stand mixer, and enough copper pans to make me look like a professional. Only if we have a time machine and a contact in a 1950s appliance factory. We need a new one. But new ovens cost money, and our rent fund just went to buying Furley's goodwill and a watch for me. Janet looked up from the flower arrangement she was working on. "Can we fix it?" Jack stared at the ancient appliance in their kitchen. It had emitted a final, tragic wheeze before surrendering to the void. For a chef, a broken oven was like a painter losing his brushes, or in Furley's case, a landlord losing his favorite velvet ascot. "It's dead, Janet," Jack said, poking a burner with a wooden spoon. "Totally, completely, culinarily deceased." Morning light in Santa Monica had a way of forgiving the previous night's sins, but it couldn't fix a broken oven. Chapter 6. The secret ingredient is trouble. But mostly, he was home. "To the company we keep," Jack said, as the bubbles hissed in their glasses and the Santa Monica night settled into a peaceful quiet. Jack Tripper realized he was exactly where he was supposed to be. He was a chef, a roommate, a protector, and occasionally a Jacqueline. Jack looked at them, the sensible florist and the dreamer secretary. He realized then that the lie he told Furley wasn't the most important part of their lives. The truth was in the way they protected each other, the way they laughed at the disasters, and the way they always found their way back to the same dinner table. "Come on," Jack said, tossing the wig onto the sofa. "The kitchen is still a mess, and I think I still have some champagne from that Romanian dinner. Let's have a toast." "To what?" Janet asked. "And besides," Chrissy added, "who else would make us Bavarian cream pie at 3 in the morning?" "I'd do anything to keep this," Jack said softly, gesturing to the room. "To keep us. It's not a normal life, I know. A guy living with 2 girls, pretending to be someone he's not, just to pay the rent. It's crazy. It's our kind of crazy," Janet said. "He's right, though," Janet said, leaning against the counter. "You'd do anything for us, wouldn't you? Even if it means making a fool of yourself in front of the FBI. Don't start." Jack grumbled, though a small smile played on his lips. "You know, Jack," Chrissy said, stepping forward to help him with the zipper, "you actually have very nice legs." Jack stood in the center of the room, slowly unzipping the floral dress. Janet and Chrissy watched him, a mixture of amusement and genuine affection in their eyes. The agents left, and the apartment fell silent. Walter Nessel had fled, convinced that Santa Monica was a den of federal agents and cross-dressing chefs. Chapter 5. The heart of the matter. Roth looked at Jack's heels. "We decided that anyone who can stay friends with you is probably a very patient man." "Mr. Tripper," Agent Roth said, sighing as he looked at the man in the floral dress. "We don't care about your discharge date." Jack looked down at his dress, then back at the FBI. "And what did you decide?" "I knew it," Walter shouted, putting his hands up. "The taxes! I'll pay the back taxes. Just don't shoot the girl." Jack froze. "You don't?" "No," Banning said. "Benjamin Bippo Miller is applying for a high-level security clearance with the government. He gave you as a character reference. We just needed to know if he was a man of good moral standing." In the confusion, Jack's wig was knocked off by a rogue elbow. Walter, seeing a beautiful blonde Jack and a room full of FBI agents, assumed he had walked into a high-stakes sting operation. The charade lasted for 20 agonizing minutes. Jack flitted about the room, offering the agents tea and trying not to let his wig fall into the sugar bowl. But when Janet's actual date for the evening, a New York executive named Walter Nessel, arrived, the chaos reached critical mass. "It runs in the family," Jack as Jacqueline chirped. "Our mother was a lumberjack." "Hello, boys," the woman said in a high, breathy voice. "I'm Jacqueline, Jack's sister. From the South." "Jacqueline," Roth said, looking at the sister's 5 o'clock shadow. "You have a very sturdy jawline." From the kitchen, a woman emerged. She was wearing a floral dress that was slightly too tight across the shoulders, a blonde wig that sat precariously on her head, and heels that made her walk like a baby giraffe on ice. When the FBI returned that evening, they found Janet and Chrissy alone. "We saw a man matching his description entering the building 10 minutes ago," Banning said, stepping into the living room. "He's away," Janet said, "on a long-term catering contract in Greenland." "Where is Mr. Tripper?" Roth asked, his eyes narrowing.